It is wiggling. It is Saturday late morning. I thought I'd come on and catch up on some projects. I'm so behind on everything. I don't know who's on. If I'm cutting into anybody's time, I apologize ahead of time. I don't know who's going to come in, but I tried to go live on StreamYard with Ann and Carol this morning. Very disappointed. Who came in? Or Amber. Hi, Amber. I was very, very disappointed. Let me get into my tablet. I don't have the right setup for StreamYard. It is not working good for me to do art. Now, I was on with Randy Rabbit the other night, and we were just talking, and I had the camera faced with me. I did not have it up there focused down at my desk. And, yeah, it seemed to work okay that way, but I don't want me to be the focus. I want my art to be the focus. Let me get into my own chat here to welcome folks in. If anybody else is streaming at this time, please do, if you're regularly watch them, please do go and watch them. I don't mean to cut into anybody's time. I did check it. There were a few people live that I don't really watch that much. I don't really consider them in my art community. So, yeah, I felt comfortable coming on. So this is the bug that I did. I want to do this, and I started outlining it on the back, but I think I'm going to put it on, let me get it out here, the bug journal that I'm doing with Rosemary Morris. Let's see, Amber's here, Janet Burgess, and Del Lobo. Hello, hello, hello. And I thought I would work on I want to catch up with Inktober, and I want to work on Carved November. I can't do much with my December daily here, but I thought I'd work on the bug journal. Bugs, we have bugs. Welcome, welcome, ladies. And we've got 13 of you out there just watching, which is perfectly okay. So I thought I'd work on the cover. Now, I'm not sure how Rosemary did her cover, and I was going to do mine like hers, but I was watching her the other night, and yeah, she went off into La La Land with different things. When I say La La Land, I mean she went off and used things that are in her stash, but not really in ours. You know, this would look nice behind. Oh, this, what I want to do is cut my pages into shape of bugs. And you know, I could almost do that with this bug. And I kind of like this behind it if I just had it just kind of cut this way. Let me zoom out just a teeny bit. Hi, Arlene. This is just an impromptu. I'm trying to catch up stream. And I'm hoping that I'm not cutting into anybody's time. That's not my normal modus operandi. Let me fix my chat here to live chat. Hi, Stephanie. Arlene's welcoming folks who just came in. And Amber is here, Del Lobo, Stephanie, Janet Burgess. Welcome, everybody. But I'm not sure this would look nice behind there, but this is too nice a paper to hide behind my. So I have to mail my, I don't know if you can see, I varnished these last night, and they have a nice satin coat on this now. I need to get these off in the mail. That's what I should be working on. But no, I'm not. Bugs. Bugs. I'm not going to batik today because, you know, I might use some of this though. I think this was my one. Was that the dark piece? I had a really dark piece, but that's one that I dyed. And, you know, my desk is just so loaded down with different things. I need to work on, I want to finish up Becky's napkin journal here, and I'm going to put some of the quotes that she sent me. And here are the napkins. We want to work on that. Yeah, let me, I can't tell you how many times I straighten up this cart over here and still have stuff. I'm not sure I'm ready to tear into this yet. I could tear into this. That might look nice behind. Let's reorganize here. Let's see. If I put fabric here, fringe it, because I've got plenty of this, and this is not dyed. This was just a piece of, I think I got it at Walmart. Ooh, I kind of like that framing. And where's my bug? What happened to my bug? Did I move him? Here he is. I did get this ironed in Carol's chat this morning, though. I was proud of that. Yeah, I think I'll offset this here. Let's see. Who am I missing coming in? Icy. Hi, Icy. Good afternoon or morning to you. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to folks that are coming in. This is an impromptu. I was so disappointed this morning. I thought, oh, finally, StreamYard's going to work for me. Nah. Nah. I'm not dissing StreamYard. I'm just disappointed that my setup does not work with StreamYard. That's what's disappointing me. And I'm not sure that that's, well, I'm not sure. I am sure that that's not StreamYard's fault. That's just my technical setup does not work with their setup. I was starting to get, well, for one thing, I tried to change my setup. I have a little on my phones. You know, these people, they don't make things for, I like my earbuds the way they were, but oh no, Samsung had to take the earbud port away. So now I have to buy a device, a splitter, to listen to earbuds and have my phone charge at the same time. And this morning when I was trying my setup, I think I plugged my charger cord into the wrong port on that little device. And then that caused an echo. And I'm just going, well, I'm just disrupting Carol's chat. I'll just leave. So I'm kind of grumpy after that. I'll just go away. Ooh, I'm going to like this. Bugs, 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 Amber says. Bugs, bugs, bugs. I'm trying to get this pulled down enough so that I love how it frays. Yeah. And then put this over it like that. Oh, I'm liking that a lot. Yes, ma'am. So let's get out my beloved yes paste. Now, if I remember right, I don't know how Rosemary is going to bind hers. Did she bind it? Do you know, Amber? Did she bind hers at the top or on the side? That will make a difference. Let's see if I can find my... I have these crunchy papers that I made following Rosemary, so I could use them in this journal. I was going to put them in my nature journal. I don't know how. How stable they are. We're going to find out. And I was at Keisha. Keisha's going to come on this afternoon. She's going to be on for a while, she said. But I don't, I was spending too much money at Keisha's, so I'm not going back in there today. I love you, Keisha. See, I'm thinking that I can get some bug pages, but maybe I'll do the same type of layering. Let's see what Amber said. Cheryl's back to painting. Cheryl, if you're out there listening, I'm really liking what you are doing in Beth's group. You are doing some really, really cute art. And I mean cute in the good sense of the word. You're doing, I know I say, you're doing Cheryl. And it's really coming out. It's really coming out. I'm really liking what you're doing on your art that you post on Facebook. Let's see. Dell says she needs inspiration today. I do too. Let's see. Amber said hello to everybody. Stephanie G is here. Arlene came in. Let's see. Cheryl says hello. Bugs. Hi, Becky. Becky said she can't stay long as they have to take their old battery back to Costco to get the cord charge back. And then to Goodwill to drop some things off, Becky. Oh my goodness, you're going to drop off and not pick up. I'll bet you come back with some stuff from Goodwill. YouTube is lagging today. It was kind of lagging last night too. So I'm liking these crunchy papers, but I don't think that there's enough for me to do the buggy papers like I want, the full pages like I want. So I have a sketch here someplace of that bug that I did. Oh, here it is. I think, no, that's Penelope. Where's my sketch? Did I put it up here? I've got the sketch on there that I traced around. You can see I was not prepared when I come on. I'm never quite prepared when I come on line. I prepare as I stream, I guess. Well, I'm not finding that. So I think I'll just trace it directly from my, I did a sketch of that bug. But do you think I can find him when I want him? Where did he go? You know, I've sorted my desk out 10 times since I've done that. And there's my bug sketch. Well, I don't think I'm going to find him. So I think from my drawing here, what I'm going to do is, let me just put this stuff up here. I want to keep these out. I want to get rid of this. Let me sort out just a little here. I'm going to trace this through my tracing paper onto a pattern. Let's take it off of there. And I can do that with a stylus without marking on that. And what I want to do is, I've got these papers. And I'm not sure if Rosemary bound her journal. I'm not sure if she bound her journal top or sideways. I'm thinking about binding mine top down. Cutting this folder, having it like this. I guess I can decide that later. But having it open up top down. I'm thinking about doing that. I think right now she just has it in 2 pieces. But what I want to do is it makes a difference how I draw that bug. I might have to go side view. Let's do this. And all I want to do is get a pattern of this bug on here. And I might have to cut my folder down a little, because if these pages are the size of this bug, it'll be smaller. So, and I don't mind that. I don't need a big journal. I decided, Rosemary, I'm just going to go off and do my thing, Rosemary. And all I need is the shape of the bug. And once I get the shape of the bug there, I could actually make him wider. But let's do this. Let's just trace him out. And let's see what's going on here. Yeah, this is going to trace out nice. And I just need the shape. I just need the shape of the bug because he's going to be a page. And I might try to make him bigger. We'll see after I get this traced out. And I don't need all the detail. I'm just tracing around him. And I just thought I'd come on and play today. I just need to catch up on so many things. Now this is going to be a pattern that I'm doing here. This isn't going to be art. I'd like to make him a little bigger. We'll just kind of rough cut him here. One thing I found about this batik is, if you look at it carefully, if you look at what I did last night and look at my thumbnail, you will see that where I put wax here, a lot of my dye bloomed into that wax. I was expecting it to be more white like this. I mean, I like it like that, but I found it interesting that this part here is not white. My orange bloomed under the wax. So, and I did wait for it to dry before I ironed it. I like it. See, this turned out pretty nice here. But I think on these, I did not get enough wax to prevent the dye from blooming under. And that could have happened. It could have soaked in there. And if I had wax on here, but not here, that dye could have soaked through and then bloomed from the underneath. I'm thinking that may be what happened. I don't know for sure. This bug is cute. I have to say, I like my bug. Let's see who come in. Becky says she's waiting for Scott to brush his teeth. She's going to be in the 80s there today. And we have the air conditioner on, Becky says. We will fall back tonight at 2 a.m. Oh, that's pretty big, though, for a bug, isn't it? Let's go ahead. I think I can make him a little bit bigger. And I don't know about putting the antenna on him for the pages. So if I take, and let's pull this out because I don't want to mark it up. If I take and make him larger, a larger bug, like so, like that, because I want this to be a page. Let's make him a lot larger. His wings, and let's put the two kind of squares there. And I still need it to fit on here, and I think it's going to if I'm careful. Now I don't want this to be I don't want that to be a sharp point. We'll cut this out and see how it, and I'm not gonna put the legs on. Let's see if I can't bring this down a little more. Now, I could, after I make my pages, put legs and antenna on him. Let's cut this out. And I want to see how it fits in here. because I'm thinking I want to make all my pages this shape is where I'm going with this. Just for a little bit unique of a journal. But if I do that, I probably cannot bind him top down. Now, Rosemary used, on some of her bugs, she uses those transparencies, and I really liked that. The transparencies I have are scrapbook paper. I mean, scrapbook pieces. And I'd have to hunt them out. I'm not sure I'm ready to use those this afternoon. So I am just going to, I might make this bug a little bit bigger after I get him. And we're not, well, yeah, let's go all the way in here. Now, I could offset the pages. That's pretty cool. I'm liking that. But I think I want him just a little bit bigger. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, Sherry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody's coming in. If I miss saying hello to you, this is your hello. You saved some packages from your Timmy stuff to use. Yeah. All right. So I could also, now if I use this as the cover though, I don't want to cut this down too much because then so I think I'll just leave the cover as it is. So I need to make my bug bigger, I think, just a little bigger if I want him shaped like a bug. I'm thinking, but how would I bind him? See, those scrapbook pages would be nice. I wonder where they are. You know what I'm talking about, the page protectors. I put those away because they were annoying me. I'll have to hunt them out. I might use those and continue with my bug this size. I really wanted bug shaped though, pages. Let's draw him just a little bit bigger and see if I can get it like I want it. I mean, this doesn't hurt to try. Let's see. Let's draw him like. He's going to be a fat bug. But he's really just a page shape. And then I would only have him bound right here. I kind of like that. Let's see what happens here. I mean, it's just paper right now. Hi, Sherry. Let's see. Artie, oh no, that's Amber. I still see things wrong. Welcome, everybody. You know, I saw the most interesting thing. For those of you who are even listening to the replay and are doing videos and live streams, and you only have a few people come into your live stream, do not be disheartened. I was watching a vidIQ, actually it was a post, and they were showing where even if you have 20 people in your chat, you have a full room. You have a full room, a full classroom. And I'm going, well, that's cool. And then they said, if you have 200 people, you have a full stadium, or a full arena. And if you have you know, a larger amount, 10,000 people, or how many they said. This is off center. Let's make this mirror-like. They said you have an arena if you have like 10,000 or more people in your chat. And I was thinking, who wants 10,000 people in your chat because you can't get to know people? I could not say, good morning, Arlene, good morning, Becky, and know who Scott is, and that type of thing. And I'm going, you know, I'm perfectly happy with a smaller chat group. I don't need, even 50 people and 100 people are too many people for me. Because I have hardly enough time saying good morning to folks who come in. Now, it would go this way. That's an awfully big bug, but I'll be doing art on this. Let's cut it out of a piece of white paper. I had all sorts of white paper here so that you aren't distracted by the lines. Oh, that's Rosemary's. Hold the phone. I had all sorts of white paper here. I probably threw it behind me. Here's one. And I only need to draw half of it. Where's the... See, Rosemary gave a pattern here. Back and front and back and top, bottom flaps. So she does back and top. She does flaps on hers. On her Renaissance. She probably does a flap in there. I could do it at the back. Maybe I could put the flaps on the inside because I want my bug on the outside. But I think I want bug-shaped pages. So we are going to just draw half of this. Is that... Where's mine? I'm figuring it out as I go. Arlene says, I prefer a smaller chat groups. It's kind of like that show Cheers when we get to know each other. Yeah. Yeah, you get to know your community. If you have 10,000 people, you are performing. You're not really doing a chat stream where you're getting to know people. So... I think yet, let's fold this in half so I get a sense of where my bug is going to be here. And we'll put him on the fold. I had this folded in half like this. I'm just trying to get rid of the distracting lines here. And I might even make him a, I might make him just a different shape. You and I know it's a bug. Somebody else might not know that it's really a bug. All right, and then let's bring his wing up like that. And let's see how that works. Bye, Becky. Have a great day. Scott brushed his teeth and they're off. They're off to, I'll bet she brings home some stuff from Goodwill. I'll bet she, well, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. I don't think this is their bin. This is Saturday. She likes to get things at the bins. And I went ahead and bought my gray yarn because I really want to finish that Afghan looking nice. I want it done by Christmas. It's kind of a Christmassy Afghan. And so I went ahead and ordered I did not have enough gray in my stash. It takes quite a bit of gray. Now, we're going to slit it up this way first. And then if I need to, oh yeah, I'm kind of like, does that look like a bug? He could have a smaller head. I want him wide here so that when I flip it, what would happen if I made him with a smaller head? Let's try it on this one. See if he has a smaller head and a bigger body. You can see I'm winging this. but then I don't have that space in there for, I don't have the space because I'm going to be doing art on here. And I could just leave this, leave that rounded. I really don't like it like that. Maybe I should just go to, regular pages. I kind of like my bugs. I'm not sure I'm liking this area, because truthfully he should have a smaller head. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what, I don't like it. It looks like he's got swollen cheeks. And that may be too wide yet too. You like it? Amber? You're just encouraging me. You're an encourager. I see Amber a lot in Rosemary's stream. Oh, I think I like that better. That looks more like a bug to me. So, if I take this and if I fold this in half this way, like this, and draw this bug on here, and let's do, oh, how many pages do I have out here? One, and I'll have to rip my pages down on the sides a little. Rosemary likes to rip a lot. I want to get my bug journal done. I want to work in Becky's, and I don't have to make this a huge journal. We'll see. She sent a lot of ephemera, though. I'm going to use what she has. So right now, let's just fold these like this and clip them. And let's make them, and this is all experiment. I'm not going to rip. I'm going to cut. And let's clip. Let's clip some of these. Here. And I think, well, maybe I'll make this a shorter cutout. I could just leave that. I'm going to leave it at first, and I can always cut it out later. And I need to clip it some more. Ah, what happened to my clips? They went away on me. Hold on. I'm getting them. I probably used them, and all right, so I'm just going to cut around here, and we're going to see how these pages look. And I'm just going to cut. I'm not going to try to be perfect with it. Are bugs perfect? I don't know. Oh, and we can use some, ooh, I've got some ideas here. Actually, we'll see how this works, but I'm thinking that waxy paper, I got a whole stack. We'll see how this looks. Ooh, that would look neat. I'll get that waxy paper out. I got a whole stack of it that I've saved like this. Not exactly like this, but, you know, from my batiking. I didn't throw it away. That might make really nice pages. Let me cut this. I want to see how these look, though. I can always use what I have in my hand here. Now I'm just going to cut that off. And I'm going to kind of square this because this is where it's going to be bound between here and here. You know, this isn't a book that's going to be read a lot. And so the page, we aren't going to be flipping this a lot. I mean, we will when I do a flip and stuff like that. But now do I want to, let's see. I could leave this flat for now. I can always cut those out. Let's leave them flat for now. And I want to say again, if somebody else normally comes on at this time and you watch them, please feel free to go watch them. I don't know. I checked to see who was streaming at this time. I didn't see anybody that really is in our immediate community streaming. So I went ahead and started an impromptu here. All right, I'm liking this, I think. Let's get rid of all my scraps so I have room to work here. Crumbling them up, Mary. You should see my little grocery bag over here is overflowing. I'm going to have to get out a new trash sack, a new litter bag. All right, let me reach behind me and get those waxy papers. I think they'll be cool to use in here. So I'm just going to leave this like this for now. I'm still wanting, he's still a little big, but he looks kind of like maybe cut it more, down a little bit more in here, round this off a little bit more. And if I round that off a little bit more, I could make this, the shoulders wider. Just right in there. So, yeah, I'm wasting some paper here, but I could use that on, well, I could use that in between. Here, let me get my waxy papers. They're in a stack behind me. I've got a whole bunch of them back here. I'm reaching for them. I sat out in the kitchen one day and tore them apart, my waxy papers. So the more I work with this, the more I see what I want. I don't quite like the shape of that bug the way it is now. Look at these waxy papers. These will make nice bugs. Some of them are not cut to good, torn good, but most of them are pretty good, and I think some of these will make really, I even got some wax paper in there. So let me set this aside and come back to this. And although I like this shape, I think that I can do better by using this shape, cutting this bug head down just a little in here. Let me experiment with one sheet. Let me pull it out here. This is how, excuse me, this is how I art. Hi, Del Lobo. Hi, Joyce. Welcome. Hi, Arcadar. Maybe do one page for each day of the month, so you could have a page a day. Yeah, but then I'd never get it done. I could do one page for a month, but I want to get it all done in one journal, because I guarantee you that once I set this down, now what I'm thinking is I'll bring this out up here taller and making my head a different shape. like that. And let's see, bring this around more. Where's the, where I put the journal off. I want to see how it fits on here. I could bring it out just a little bit more. Let's see, this needs a shape there. Let me copy this. I'm happy with this part. Let me fold this in half and mark half here. Well, that isn't going to work because I need to fold this in half. This is just scratch paper I'm working with now. And we want to do this side here. Was that how I had it? I had it there. Yeah. So if I cut this here, now let me trim this out. I generally have to go through 2 or 3 before I finally settle on what I want. Let's see. See, I want to make this head look more like a bug head. So let's cut this to that shape. And let's do this again. This comes right in here. Now, maybe not that high up. Maybe right down in there. Like that. Is that the... No, that's not on a fold. Like that, and then up this way. And like that. And then down that way. Now the half point of this would be right here. So this would be, this would have to actually be on the fold. The fold is over here. So let me do this again. To do it a different color. Like that. And then around here. Well, actually, let's do it this way. Like this. Down a little. Like that. And then I wanted the shoulder a little bigger. So we'll let it come out. We'll let it come out big. And then like that. So it's going to have kind of the shape of a bug. But, you know, it's not going to have all the detail. All right, let's cut this out and see how and thank you to the person and to Riri. Somebody sent me an entire box of these pins, and Riri sent me a whole bunch of about 10 packages of Pen Plus gear. Thank you for doing that. All right, this is just experiment. I'm trying to get my bug the right shape for my pages here. This is a shape of a page because I want to do art on it, but I want it shaped like a bug, and you aren't going to get all the detail in it. I like that shape a lot better than, well, this one's not too bad. Did you see how I expanded it there? I expanded it. I cut this down and expanded it out on the sides here. Now, it will be bound in here. So when I cut it, I need to allow for a good, because it's only going to be bound between here and here. So I'll probably do, well, I don't know. I guess I could do 3 in there. That would be pretty. And maybe in further when I bind it. Because the pages need to flip. Where's my journal cover? I think I'm pretty happy. Well, oops, it's going to be too wide. I'm going to have to cut that down a little. Well, all right then, we'll do that. Let's see how much. Not a whole lot. Cut it down. Well, I'm going to have to cut it down in here. Like that. And more like that, which will affect this shape. Well, maybe I could leave that. Leave that there. Have that a wider binding edge and leave this. Let's see how it looks. Let's fold it in half this way so I can see where I'm going. Mary's figuring it out. This is actually what I would do if I were sitting here doing my own art, just sitting here playing. I just decide, oh, Christopher! Thank you so much, Christopher. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome. Christopher is from the Philippines. Welcome, Christopher. And he does some nice art. Hi, Carol. Would one of the mods go get Christopher's channel link and post his channel link for us? Welcome, Christopher. Glad to have you join us. All right, this is working for me. So if I bind it over here, now I'll have to bind it, you know, I'll have to make it, well, I could have it on the fold there too. So I'm thinking this looks pretty much like the shape of a bug. So now, hi, Carol. Did I see Carol come in? Carol, thank you so much. The Magical Touch, did I see her in here? Hi, Carol. Thank you so much, Carol, for letting me come into your stream this morning. I felt like I disrupted it. I was trying to get set up. I have this little adapter, and you plug the adapter. It has a cord. This is a rectangle. It has a cord going out here that plugs into your phone. And then on the opposite side, you have your earbuds. But then you got, on the side here, you got a not for an earbud, but for a headset, and then you got your charger over here. Well, I think when it started making all that weird noise, I think I plugged my charger into my headset. I don't think I got it plugged into, because I was trying to plug it in up above there. But I haven't figured out, I wanted to zoom in on my art, but I was in the Firefox browser, and I haven't figured that out yet. And I just felt like I was disrupting your stream, so. You know, eventually, and I was reading up about why my Chrome browser, see, I've got a webcam, and I've got a new laptop. But even when I'm not using the webcam, like when I'm talking to somebody on YouTube's Go Meet or something, whatever it is, I can talk for 5 minutes, and then my browser freezes up. It just freezes. I can't do anything, my Chrome browser. And I was researching that today, and they said it does that because you have too much, it's using too much of the system resource. And I'm going, I don't have any, it said start turning off stuff. I'm going, I don't have anything on. And I'm thinking that maybe YouTube is just grabbing, you know, just sucking in all my resource. And, you know, I've got a new laptop with the with the latest and greatest on it, and it's just not handling the go-to-meet stuff at all. So it's not handling my webcam stuff. And so I'm continually using my phone to stream with. All right, now what I want to do, let's just take all of this, get it off my desk, out of the way. I want this pattern. Is this the pattern? No, I think this one is right here. Well, we cut it out of there, but let's get these off my desk so I don't get confused. And keep that out. Get these off my desk. And what I want to do is make my bug pages. Now, I don't know what Rosemary is doing, but I've just decided to go off on my own now. Out of all of this paper that I ironed off on my batik, and I could even use this one behind me, what I do is I tear these in half. These full sheets of packing paper, I just fold it in half this way, and I just tear them in half. And then, you know, this would make nice bug pages. And this has got a drop of wax on it right there. Whoops. Well, that's not going to matter. I don't have enough room on my desk to do what I want. I need a 8-foot table, a 12-foot, 20-foot table. And then I'd probably fill that up. Christopher says, miss you guys. Have a great day. Have an upcoming, amazing, creative week. Thank you, Christopher. And you too. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, Arlene. Christopher says, miss you, Granny Meri. He calls me Granny Meri. I've never had anybody call me Granny. Aw, I suppose I'm old enough to be a granny. I never thought of myself that way, but there you go. I'm a granny now. Oh, I like him. He does nice art. Christopher does really nice art. He's a very talented person. Aw. Well, these aren't very nice, but I got other ones. They'll just be rough edges here because I don't have enough room to do everything I want to do. Now, I have to figure out how I'm going to fold these. Let's not use these two because I have to figure out how I'm going. Let's just get one full one and figure out, because this is way too wide. Let's get one full one that I can use as this one maybe. And let's move all of these off for a minute. And I may not use them all because this is an awful lot of paper. I was ironing off. Now wait, I need my pattern. So, where do I want to put my fold? Do I want to just fold it in half? That probably would work the best. Even though I'll have a lot of waste in here, I could make washi tape out of some of this. And by putting, if you have a waxy surface like this and you put your walnut ink on here, it makes a really interesting pattern, and you can make distressed washi tape. But we're going to put my bug just like, oh my goodness, I could almost put that in fourth like that. Let's tear these in half. I think so. Let's fold it this way. Will that work? No, I have to tear this in half. All right, now I'll have 2 pages, because we're going to fold this in half. And we're going to trace my bug on it and see how it looks. And this isn't perfect. Let's do it this way. And that it may be, this isn't folded right. I have it on the fold though. Oh, which side do I want? I think I want this side. All right, we'll do it that way, and we'll make it like this. We'll make one and see how it works. And this will be my, in here will be my, no, on the fold. Let's see. I want this on the fold here. I'm going to write on fold, because this is where I'm going to bind it. That makes sense. So we're just going to fit this on here as a pattern, maybe again, and see how it looks. And if I'm doing each one of these separately, I might, whoops, and then I also, let's see, how did I want to do that? Because I want this to bind. That isn't doing like I wanted. Like this. Now this has to be on the fold here, but I need this to, I needed this to be on the fold here to get 2 pages. This is why I'm going to save these off. This isn't working. This is why I experiment. Let's just grab another sheet. I didn't want to tear that. We'll use that. Never fear, it won't go to waste. I have to figure things out here. Let's grab another sheet. And let's fold this. Well, I won't be able to. How did I do that? I want this on the fold. Because I want 2 sheets like. So I do want to fold this in half. All right, give me a minute. Give me a minute to figure it out. But I'm wasting a lot of paper here, so let's not waste it. Because that's good stuff. I'm not going to waste my wax stuff. This has to be. No, it isn't the way I wanted it. If I put it like that, I have to open this up. That's what I have to do. I have to open it up like that. All right, all right. I'm getting it. Don't mind me. I need to push this tray up a little. I adjusted it. Let me move my coffee cup. And of course, when I did that, I got all these things coming under it. All right, now let's try this again. Because I want 2 bugs. I want 2 bugs in 1 sheet. And this has to go on the fold here, but I need that. So I'm only wasting this portion here. So let's get this folded nice. Mary's figuring it out. Let's see what else is going on. Arlene says, Rosemary's channel for the kits and general shenanigans. Yeah, she's been doing some dye experiments. I've enjoyed watching her, but I'm not going to be able to keep up with that and do everything else that I want to get done this month or work on this month. So I'm doing her bug caboodle. So let's just trace out my bug here, and we'll just cut the entire bug out. Now I could make this more rounded here. Let's round this off a little more. roundy off here. Like that, instead of so square in there. And like that. Maybe more like that. All right. So let's get another piece. I put my ruler away. It's on my lap. I got plenty of this. Next time we go shopping, I'm going to get some more packing paper. So let's fold this in half. Ooh, that's neat. I'd like to save that, but I don't think I'll be able to. And let's just clip this together and see what I get. Where are my clips? Put at least one back. All right, I'm just going to kind of hold on to it here. And we're just going to see what kind of pages I get and see if they fit the journal. It's still kind of pattern mode here. And it looks like this paper, they're not all even up there. When I get to making them, I'm going to have to make them all even. This is still kind of pattern-like. But that's good. Because, see, I want to art on these pages. So I need surface area, but I kind of wanted them to shape like a bug. And we're going to cut down in here. All right, I don't want to throw this away. I probably should. It's just scrap. We'll get plenty of waxy stuff later. Except I'm going to have to get me another bag. Let's see. Hi, Pam. Good morning, Pam, or good afternoon. Hi, our Hearts with Arts. Welcome, welcome. She says, you'll figure it out, Meri. Hi, Kathy Whitney. Kathy Whitney, how's he doing? I know you're waiting for the doctor to come and make a rounds. Kathy, you have been in my heart. You've been in my thoughts and prayers. Kathy, we love you. You know, I was talking to God the other day, and I said, God, you made it awfully hard on us down here. You know, we have to go through so many trials and tribulations. I'm going, can't you just ease up a little on us? Give us a little help down here? I'm going to like this. And see, I'll do my art on these bugs, and I might come in and, you know. So now, I think I'm liking this, and then I'll bind it in here. See, this is a separate sheet here. And then I've got this interesting stuff. I might leave this, or this is waxy. I could take ink and put over that, and the wax would resist the ink, or even watercolor or paint, and the wax will resist it, but yet it's transparent. The oil makes it kind of transparenty, and when you have a big surface area like this is all waxy in here, so you can see what's underneath of it there. Can you see my fingers underneath there? So this is going to be interesting with these waxy pages. So let's do some more. Let's just get my pages. Now, I probably will not use all of these because this is 1, 2, well, there's 4 pages there. This is 8 pages. 4 pages on each side. So if I do 2 more, it'll be 16 pages. 4 more would be 32 pages. So let's do 4 sheets and see. Let's see what I have. Kathy Whitney. It's a bug. It's a bug. And Kathy, I don't know if you saw my, hold on, let me get it. I threw everything off on the side here while I'm working. What did I do with it? Is it over here? Where's my batik bug? Let me get it here. This is going to go on the cover of the journal. Everything's falling. This is going to go on the cover right here. I'm liking this. This is a batik piece. And I might just attach it with some brads. That would be cool. Or those iron buttons that I got at Keisha's last month. Those iron buttons would look really cool on here. They'd be kind of thick. But black buttons. And Keisha was selling buttons again last night. Boy, I had to resist. So the spine, now this folder has, you know, it's got the lines in here. I could make it smaller, but I'd have to make my piece smaller or bring it more out to the edge. And I don't know if I want it smaller. The other thing I could do is put a spine in it. We'll decide that after I make my pages. And if I put a spine in it, I could make as many pages as I want, but we'll see. I think 32 pages in a journal is good enough for as busy as I am. So let's pick out some cool pages. This one's pretty cool. It's got color on it. I'll get the wax paper. So there's 8 more pages right there. And I got 8 pages, so that's 16. This one's a cool page, but it's torn. It's torn up here at the top. Some of these, because I didn't know how I was going to use them, I was just saving them. This one and this one has a lot of transparency in it. That'll be nice. So there's 8 more pages. I think that's, we'll count here in a minute. This one has a lot of transparency in it. We'll keep that out, and so does this one. Now, let's look for color. This one's got a lot of color on one side, but I would probably be cutting it off, so I'm going to keep it. Ooh, this one's neat. All right, I'm going to stop there and see how many pages I have, because I've got a lot of these when I do my ironing off. I think I pulled some. Let's see. I've got one there, and one there. Let's see, what did I say I had over here? I've got my bug shapes. I've got 4 here. So that's 8 pages. 4 and 4 is 8. I've got 1, 2. So that's 8 more pages. So that's 16. 1, and let me get back in here. 2. So that's 8. I think that's 24 pages. Let's see. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. And 8 more is 24. And let's try this one. 24 and 8 more would be 32. This is cool. These are cool. These will make cool. So there's 32 pages in my journal. And if I add 4 more, I will get a front and back sheet. So I think I'll stop there. I've got a whole bunch of wax pages left. I like to make washi tape. I did that the other night. Let me fold these up and put them behind me so they're out of the way. Where's my Society of Ideal Collector? Here. Let me show you. Society of Ideal Collector. The other night when I was playing with wax papers, I made these washi tapes. And this is actually the wax paper like this, that I smeared walnut ink on. And I made distressed, I'm calling it washi tape. I just put it down in my journal. And I just glued it down. So I might, with those papers that I have left, when I cut off the ends here. All right, so now we're going to cut shapes out of my pages. And I think I'll do them 2 at a time. And I think I was using these, because there's 2 of them. Let's fold this. I've got so much on my desk, going on my desk here. It was this I used. It was this that I used. Let's get these off. And let's get this off. Hold the phone. I'm going to have a craft-a-lunch. Push that up a little. Okay, so we're going to fold this in half. And we'll have some pretty buggy paper here. So actually, I think I'm going to fold it so that it'll hold the, so that I get a full, as much color. Because we don't, well, I guess that would, let's see. I'll put that in there. I think that'll work fine. All right, we're going to use this one like this. And it's got a little crease in there, but honestly, I could iron that out. And we want another sheet. And we're just going to use a transparent. We're going to do the same thing here on this side. Well, like this. About like that, maybe put these 2 together. Don't mind me, I'm working it out here. Put these 2 together and then fold it where I had the crease in here. I need another clip. My clips are here someplace. Let's clip this together here so it won't get out on me. And then I had this folded in here, like so. And then my bug shape was like this, but I'm going to use this. This is the pattern. And of course, I flipped my ink pen on the floor with everything else on the floor. Where did it go? No, that was a paintbrush. What did I do with my ink pen? And we're just, the bugs may not be all the same. They'll be similar. We'll see how it looks once I get them all cut out. And I'm going to bind it in here. So I draw here. We're going to draw. Looks like I'm losing some of the head there, though. Let's bring it down a little. Draw here. And here, and here, and here, and there. And I'm losing some of the head area in here. So I'm going to bring it down. They won't be all exactly the same size unless I did them all at once. But that's okay because I'll compensate for that. Not all bugs are the same size anyway. Meri says. All right, let's cut this out. What I really need to worry about is this area here because that's where I'm going to bind it. Like that. Now I cut my clip off, so I need to hold on to these a little better. And maybe you should have clips on all sides here. I'm going to have to trim these up a little more. They won't all be the same. I could do this better if I went slower and more careful and blah, 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 but I kind of like them different sizes and whatnot. Now I don't want to cut that side, the fold, so I'm just going to even it off there and here. And then I'm going to throw the top ones away, but there's enough wax on there on this one that I can save. And we're going to save that and throw these away. All right, let's see what I have for pages, just because I got to check, see if I'm doing what I think I am. So my head says I made 4 more pages. So there's 2, and I love the transparency. I love that transparency of the wax. Now Rosemary used clear transparency on some of her bugs, and I might see if I might just wax some pages to get the transparency, or I might just go hunt for some transparency. We'll see. We'll see. And then this one goes here. I thought I had another page because I did 2 of them here. So if I bind these like this is how it'll look in the journal. And I'll probably ink edges or trim them down after I get a signature. Trim them all down, clip them good, and trim them so they look like pages. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So 4 times 2, there's 4 here and 4 here. So there are 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 pages. Because I'm counting front and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 on the other side. So I just need to do another set like this, and then I add a front and back. And I think that'll be plenty of pages for this journal. So let's get out. Let's set this aside. I need my pattern wherever I threw that. Did I put that in here? I'm always throwing things around. And then I can't find it after I throw it. And I tossed it over here. Yeah. No. This is how I work. Where'd my pattern go? Did it fall on the floor? I don't see it down there. What did I do with my pattern? Oh, something fell. I don't see it. Let me look here. Here it is. Is that it? That's it. I got all Rosemary stuff here. And it's... All right. Well, let's make sure I got it the right thing. Yeah, I do. So this is my pattern. This is a piece that I'm saving because I like how transparent it is. All right. So we said we wanted 1, 2, 3, 4 more. That would be 16 pages, and then the front and the back. I might just leave this, not cut this, cut it, but not do art on it. Use it for the front, and the back page. So I'm going to keep this one out. And ooh, I love all the transparency. And I want to save it as much as I can. Let's put that one aside. This one doesn't have as much transparency, but that's okay too. So let's fold this one in half. And then this one, I love all the color. And I want to save as much of the color on the bug as I can. So let's see where my bug fits here. Maybe right about in there. So this part will get cut off. My bug will be cut in there. So there's two. This one is about half and half. Well, there's a lot in there, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to save it. Let's cut it right about there. Will that fit? Just fits. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3. I need one more. What did I do with it? Did I throw it up here? This one. Ooh, I love that. We want to save as much of this as possible. So let's see how the bug fits on here. Now, if I put it this way, the bug's head will be transparent. If I put it this way, his tail will be. I think I'm going to leave it just like this. Fold it in just a little bit more. All right. And I'm going to put this on the bottom because I want to draw. I don't want to draw in wax. We're going to see if I can cut all of these at the same time. I'm going to clip them good. Like that. And let's see what I have for clips. I had a bunch of those red clips out. Where did they run off to? I'll get out my bobby pins. I love my bobby pins. That should be enough. I love my bobby pins. And then I'll come out and look at chat here before I cut. And I'm going to have to clip it out of my cutting area. So cut it, clip it up it this way. Clip it here. I might have to move this one down a little. Get them as even as I can. I've been working on sewing on my December daily offline. So I got that project going. And I bought a lot of Angie's. She made these little button ephemera embellishments, and they'll go really cute in my December daily. I bought some of those from her last night. And some little Christmas stockings that she made. I'm going to put them in my December daily. All right, let me come out and chat. Welcome everybody who's come in. Becky, are you back? Kathy Whitney said, take care, Arlene. Have a blessed day. Are you still in here, Kathy? Kathy says, I'll be back in and out. The doctor's here. Okay, Kathy. Del Lobo says, I attempted making washi tapes. Satisfying. Yeah. Now, you can make washi tape out of clear packing tape, that distressed. And it might be interesting. I think they used alcohol ink on packing tape. I can't remember. I haven't done it with packing tape yet. I might try to do it with some wax paper. Because as you can see, now this is that fabric dye. Wouldn't this make pretty washi tape? This is fabric dye here. I don't know if that'll wash off. Let's try a paintbrush on one of these, just maybe over here at the edge. And my paintbrushes are Let's see what this does. So I don't see this. My paintbrush is dirty, but I don't see that dye moving. So maybe some fabric dye. Well, it's moving a little. It's moving a little, I lie. Let's take a paper towel and see if I can wipe some up. It's moving a little, but not that significantly. Let's see if I can wipe. See, it's got a little on it. But you might try fabric dye on wax paper, and that would make a pretty washi tape. And maybe get it more solid, because once you get the dye on there, the tape, if you use double-sided tape, would probably tend to cling more to the dyed portion than to the waxy portion. But you could probably iron this out and get some of the wax off the paper too. I like Reynolds Wrap washi paper because it is waxy, and you know, when you use it on your background, it tends to resist the glues and all of that. I'm going to do this one separately. That's going to be my facing pages. Let's see. Becky says, hi, Carol and Cheryl. Becky's back. Let's see, what did she say? I'm waiting in the truck while Scott is in Costco returning the old battery. Ah, Becky, thanks for peeking in. Del Lobo says, I attempted. Oh, I read that. Becky says, oh, gotta go. My driver's back. Bye, Becky. Carol says, be right back. I gotta get some tea. Carol was so nice to let me join in on her stream this morning. I had such an issue of it. I just don't have the right set. Look, I got ink all over my hand. I don't have the right setup to stream with people. And I'm hoping, now YouTube is doing a new streaming app, but it's pretty limited at this point. But I'm hoping that you only stream with, at this point, you only stream with one other person. And, but I'm hoping that I won't have all that issue that I have with StreamYard. I don't, you know, I did not like StreamYard when they first came on, but I really don't have much against them now. I think they've improved quite a bit since they first started. I had an issue. What really kicked me off, what really, not kicked me off, what I really didn't like when I first came on is they had their settings set. And I know because my browser warned me that they could read and delete anything on your computer, especially your email. And I go, wait a minute, I'm not giving you that permission. And I think it was probably a mistake on their part. I think they fixed that pretty quick. And I will give them a lot of credit because a lot of people are liking StreamYard. I have trouble with it, but that may be because of my setup. So I can't blame them too much. Ooh, that's going to make a pretty page. I can't blame them too much. Get your setup right, Meri. But I just don't have all the technology that I need to do a good job with StreamYard. And I was listening to Carol and Ann talk after I came back in, after I signed off. And they were saying how hot their computer got. And I'm going, oh, I'm not sure I want that to happen either. And that could have been what was, you know, who knows, when my browser freezes up, maybe it's getting hot. I don't know. I didn't feel the computer getting hot, but it could be anything. But my browser will freeze up when I'm in a meeting too. So it doesn't have to be YouTube. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It's anything. My browser just, and I looked it up this morning and they say, well, you're using too many resources. And I'm going, I don't have anything else on. It's the system. Now, I think I'll round this a little bit more. I don't like how flat that is. So I'm going to round it. a little bit more. Let's take this bobby pin and put it in here. Yeah. And that mark will be there, but I'll edge it or something there. That's a pretty bug page in itself. And some of these will have flatter heads than the others because it's just the way it's going to be. I'm liking that. Now let's see what I want to save and keep here. These little edges can be tossed. I don't need all of this. Yeah, I'd like to keep it in collage with it, but there you go. Let me look at chat down here. Carol says, back, and I've seen that you can only use the mobile for that. Yeah, you can only use mobile for, but they'll probably change that as they get going. They started out, usually when they start something, they do it on the desktop and then mobile catches up. This time they're doing it on mobile and the desktop has to catch up. So they'll probably catch up with that and change it to the desktop as they develop it more, I'm thinking. All right, I don't need these. Let's see, I don't need that. I don't need that. I want to keep this because it's got a lot of pretty color. And I'll keep this. And I want to keep this because of the transparency. So let me throw this stuff away. Do I want this? It's not enough. Let me tear it there. I'll keep that. Yeah, it's only mobile. And both you and the guests have to have mobile. So you're pretty limited when somebody else doesn't have mobile. And a lot of people don't like to go on mobile, but I love my mobile. I have to say, I think that's where the world's going with mobile. Because, you know, well, it works for me. That's why I like it. All right, so let's start 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 8, 16 in this signature. And, you know, it's just got, it almost looks like a vase in a way, but it's supposed to be a bug. And I could, you know, once I like the different shape of the paper. Now I need to do, this is going to be the front and the back page. This will be kind of like fly pages. And that's a pun. That's a pun. It's a fly page. I'm going to have to do it this way, though. We'll come back to that. I want to get my other signature here. Where did I do that? Here. So here's the other signature. I think I'll put this one first. Let's see, do I have a colorful background? I got that one. Oops. Let's put this one on the outside. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to, when I do my batiking, see, I think I could splash color on this, like a watercolor or an ink or even a dye, and the wax will resist it. And I might need to iron this a little bit more because I do know that if I would fold this together and iron here, the wax, if it had wax over here, the wax would stick to the wax. So you have to be careful with those things. I think I'll iron this wax off a little bit more, but not now. I just want to get my journal at least built. So this will be the first signature. This will be the second one. And then let's do my fly page. I love calling it a fly page. Fly is a bug. A fly is a bug. Let's see. I want to save as much of this. So let's fold it right in here maybe. And down a little. I think that'll give me a lot. Maybe up a little. Right in here. Right like that. I'll be a little bit more conscious of when I'm doing my ironing of what I'm doing. If I want to use these pages for washi tape and journal pages. Now, the fold will be over here. So I can draw here. And I'm just going to draw this old bug out here. He'll be my inside and my front inside page and my back inside page. And the pages may not be totally even. Now this is the fold right here. I love it. So it comes like this around here. Did I miss saying hello to somebody out there? Del Lobo said her washi tape was from clear tape. Did Meri do a video on making washi tape? Well, I might have a long time ago, but I did not recently. I just did that as I was cleaning up my boutique. In my Society of Idea Collector, I said, oh, this will make nice washi tape. And I used the cutoff stuff like this, and it will resist. Now this has got pretty much clear transparency. You aren't going to get a lot of ink in there. It'll fly off. But like something that's got a waxy surface, well, this would make a nice washi tape. I don't know how much wax is on this. Something like this might make a nice washi tape, because see, it's uneven in there. It's uneven in here. You can see that paper behind it. And when you put ink on here, it will, the wax will resist it, and where there's white in there, that will become brown like it is over here. So if I had a big, that's why I say when I do more of my batiking, I might be a little more conscious of where I'm putting my waxes and how I'm doing it, so that I can get, but I like this transparency too, because look, well, let's put it over that girl. And look, if I put this, it's very waxy in here. That's just oily from the page. If I put her over there, look, she shows through. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And that's kind of what, let's get these out of the way here again. And I think I'm saving this piece right here. I'm throwing that away. Let me put this away. When I do these bug pages, I've got a couple pages in here that are very transparent, like this. This is very transparent, so it will pick up anything that's behind it. Let's find an image. Let's take one of Rosemary's bugs and put behind it. Well, you don't see that very well. Might have to iron this some more. It needs a stark. Get my, hold on. Let's do it like this. See how it looks here. I gotta experiment. See how it in here? See, she shows up behind. And so you could have a text page behind there. Now I think I got, this is just paper here. I didn't have any wax on that, so that's paper like it is here. But she'll show up behind here. So whatever I put behind it will make a difference. Here, this one shows up pretty good. Isn't that cool? So you almost have to have a dark silhouette type image. But that's okay too. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, experimenting with different things. Now, I think I had this one as my outer one. So he opens up this way, like this, like that. It's kind of bug-shaped. I know what it is myself. And it kind of looks like a vase in a way, you know, a vase. Now, I could cut a V in here, but I want that page space. And I might straighten these all out and maybe trim these, because by the time you fold 4 pages together, you're going to get unevenness in here. So I might do that too. Make them a little more, or I might just leave them like they are. And by the time I get all my bug ephemera on here and get it bound, let's finish cutting this. And this is going to be the fly page. I love calling it the fly pages. And this line's a little crooked. I'm going to see if I can't straighten that out a little bit more. And you know, this is just play. This is play. This is what you should be doing when you're art journaling, is experimenting with different things, finding out what works and what doesn't. I really like how the dye works on the wax paper. I might try some of that. Just take some dye and put it through stencil. But when you do that, you have to be aware that your wax paper is going to be wet. I mean, resist the wet dye. So you'll get an image. You could do like a print. Put it on a jelly plate and put your wax. Put your stencil down. Let's see, how could you do that? Put your stencil down. Maybe spray your dye or paint it or sponge it on. But you're going to puddle up on your wax paper. So put it on a jelly plate and then take your wax paper and lift it up that way. Then you won't have a puddling. I'll have to play with that a little bit more. So this is my fly page. I like it because I wish the stripes went this way, but I like it this way. So now let's go back to the journal. I've got all this stuff out here. Where did I put my journal? Hold on. I gotta find the journal. Rosemary, what did I do with the journal? Here's the journal. I don't know how Rosemary did hers, but I'm going to bind these in here. Now I'll have to make them, I might have to cut them down a little so that they don't peek out. Now I could do this several ways. I could bind this on some tape here and put the tape in, and I might do that. And then I think I want to even these out a little. So let's get my bobby pins out here. Because I cut these kind of separately, and see there are different sizes and shapes. I'm looking for bobby pins. There they are. I put them up here. Let's see. I won't be cutting there, so I can bind that. It's mostly in here and along the edges here. I kind of wanted to get them the same shape. So let's get my scissors out here. Now this I don't mind. So let's turn it over. I think I'll leave this area. This was just This was just an extra. That I don't mind. This I don't mind. It's up here where I want to trim it. So let's see what I can do here. I have to come at it a different way. That's pretty good. Make them all the same height as my fly page. And of course, I don't have the best working conditions here. Yeah, but it's better. Now let's go over to here and cut these down a little more. Oh, I like that better. I might trim this off. I might trim it after all, because here's my fly page here. Let's trim this. And let's move this over here. And let's trim the bottom. Make sure he's flat there. I'm liking it. I'm happy with it. If I'm happy, it's all that matters. Oh, well, that's pretty good there. Maybe it was, let's just trim it a little. I'm pretty happy. Just getting that mess off. Well, you know what? Let's take this wax paper off because it's bothering me anyway. We'll throw the top one away and keep the bottom one. Because I can't keep it all. And we'll keep this one. When I say keep it, I mean not throw it away. I'm not going to keep it out on my desk. All right, now we have this and we have this, and I'm loving that. So I want to bind it, but I also want to put the cover on. So let's go to my bug and let's do that. Now I think Rosemary put a cover, a pocket on hers because her pattern on here says back and front of the journal. I think she cut her folder down. I'm not going to cut my folder down because my bug fits good. So, but on this pattern, she says back, top, and bottom flaps. Oh, that's for the back. Back, top, and bottom flaps. I'll have to see what she means. So maybe I'm good putting this down like this on here. And I'm going to leave it wrinkly. In fact, I'd like to have this frayed some more. Penelope, where'd you go off to? I don't know what I did. Did I knock her over the cliff with all my running around here? Here, let's get one of these pins. I want to fray this some more. And to fray it, you just get a hold of some of these threads and pull them out. You have to pull a few out at a time. What's going on in chat? Let me refresh my chat. My chat freezes up on me. Carol said, laptops seem to work too hard with streaming and then using the apps all at once. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's happening with my Chrome. But you know, it's not just the streaming. I've been in those GoToMeetings on Google, on Chrome, and they'll freeze up. Well, I don't even have YouTube on, but I do have my calendar on, but everything else in the background I have off, and I should go to the system. You can go into your system settings somewhere on there. I used to do it all the time and find out what is using all your juice. And I might try to do that. I just don't have time to fool with it and do my art too. And once you find out what's using all the juice, if you can possibly turn that off. But I'm thinking this new Windows that they have out with Windows, you know, what is it? I got Windows 10. You know, the system uses a lot of juice. I'm not well, I guess it sounds like I'm blaming it, but that's my first, because the only thing I have open is my email when I'm doing a GoToMeeting type thing. And of course, the meeting app. I don't have YouTube up. I don't have it could be that I need to, it says to close tabs. I have tabs closed, but I could have, make sure my cache is clear and, you know, all of that stuff. You know, it's just using a bunch of resource that my laptop doesn't have. But when I bought this laptop, the tech asked me what I was going to use it for, and I said I want to stream, and he said that was a good one to do it. But I think the Chrome and Microsoft are kind of conflicting with each other. I'm trying to get some of this up here fringed. Did Kimberly come in? Hi, Kimberly. Yeah, Kimberly, I just said, I tried to go on stream with Carol this morning, and I caused more of a problem, so I left. It started out okay, but I decided I wanted to put my earbuds in, and I put my earbuds on my extra phone off to the side, but when I do that, I get like a 30-second lag. And I talk, and they'll ask me a question, or they'll say something to me, and I answer it, but you don't hear my answer for 30 seconds or so, and you don't think I heard it, so you start talking, and not you, but you know, whoever I'm talking to starts talking. And then I start talking while they're after 30 seconds have come up, I start talking, and we're talking over each other. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever seen the captioning services. My brother has captioning, and sometimes he won't tell the people that he's reading the caption on the phone. And they'll ask him a question, and he's trying to figure out what they're asking him. And he's reading it, and they're sitting there waiting for him to answer. And, he's not answering because he's reading it. And then they'll start talking again. And then he answers. Then when he answers it, then they're talking over each other. This side isn't pulling out as nice as the other side did. I think this is a salvage side. Let's try this over here. Yeah, that side down there is salvage. I don't want to cut it off because it fits my, where's my batik? If I cut that off, then it'll be too short. So I'll just leave this what it is. Next time I'll know if I want a lot of fringe. I like all the distress fringy, stringy stuff, distressy stuff. That's really enough. It looks like a bug. Carol says, Kimberly, I'm streaming tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think Ann said that she wasn't. Did she say she wasn't going to be there? Is that how she said that? Now, this bug will go on here. And I'm thinking I'll slow stitch it on rather than try to glue it on onto the yellow piece. But I also have those buttons I got from Keisha. Can I get to those? I think I put them right behind me. Let's see what I have here. Where did I put those cool buttons? Here they are. This is stuff I got from Keisha last. But I like these iron buttons. But I got some black buttons. Let's open these buttons off and see what goes good on here. They're heavy, and they're really an antique-y button. They're made out of iron, and they're heavy, but boy, wouldn't they go good on that journal. Do I want to use them on here for, I don't know. I might want to save it for another, for something that's more. I got these leather buttons, but I've only got, they're button holders. They're, oh, the little piece fell out of it. It had a little piece. I got these orange buttons. Those are cool. I've got a little cornucopia. See, these had little orange buttons and leather buttons in there, but I've only got 3 of those. Well, I guess I only have, no, here's the other one. I wish I had another one of these leather buttons. They're button covers. But they got different color. We'll save those for something else. And then I've got some of these brown buttons in here. But I think I'm leaning toward these orange buttons. These are cool too, but I only have 2. Those are cool. But I've only got those 2 and then the big one. Keisha says, come to the market, Mary. This one is cool. I'm thinking about sending this one to Becky. Let me stand up and show it to you. It's got a kitty cat in it. I'm thinking about giving this to Becky. It's got a kitty cat in it. Maybe I'll make it something and put it on there. Thread a ribbon through there, and then she can use it for a closure if she wants. If she didn't like it as a closure, she could take the ribbon off. And all right, so I think I'm going to use these orange buttons up here in the corners. And I think I'm going to slow stitch this on. So let's put these extra buttons back in here. These are cool. These are really cool. Can you see them? Let me see. Yeah, you can see them. They said that they're iron, very heavy iron buttons. And then they've got those little glimmers in there. What were those ever on? An old coat, I'll bet you. These are the kind of things that you save, collectors collect. I get this stuff for my art. Look at this one. This one, I think she said was a studio button from Eagle River, Alaska. And I was listening to, is it Carolyn? Carolyn, I think, is her name. She was in Keisha. She sells a lot of these buttons, but she said that a studio button is an original button that's made in a studio. This is a handmade button, and it isn't like it's mass produced. This is a studio button. This one that I said I was going to give to Becky, this one is probably mass produced, but it's got a kitty cat in there. I think I'm going to give that to Becky. I need to get a package off to Becky. She's always sending me stuff. You know, Meri. Well, we won't go into that today. I don't want to bore you guys stiff. So I'm going to keep these orange buttons out. Put these others back. I took all my buttons out of the little packages. Keisha's probably selling more of them as we speak. This is another dome button. This is a, I don't know what it is. I think it's a flower of some sort. Let's put all these back in here. Oops. Cornucopia. I should save that out because Thanksgiving's coming. Do something with it. It's another dome button. That's a tiger. These are nice buttons. I enjoy them. Now, I like to use them in my art. I like to use the buttons in my art. So let's close this up. Make sure I have it closed. And let's look at this. Let's see what I have here. I think this is mostly, well, there's that little sewing kit. I got lace. I don't know if I'll use any lace in here. We might use some lace on them. We'll see. And then these are yo-yos from Angie. I've got some fabric trim. That might look good in there. We'll come back to this. I'm not going to open it up. So, if I stitch on here, I thought I brought my little needle case in here. Ah! What did I do with my needle case that Ruth gave me? Did it fall over the edge? No. There's my clips. There's Penelope. Maybe I got a needle in Penelope I can use. Let's see, I want to put these buttons on first, I think. And I'm just, well, I could put one here, one here, one there, one there, and one there. So we're going to work on this first. What time is it? 1:39? Can you guys look and see how long I've been streaming? I don't see that on my... Can you guys tell how long I've been streaming? Like 1 hour, 2 hour? How long am I been on? Do I see that up here? I've been on 2 hours. I see it up here. I don't see it over there. And thank you, Christopher, out there for the super chat. Now, I need thread. And I'll bet you my thread is all out in the other room because I'm sewing. Let me run and get my sewing case. Hold the phone. I got to step over everything that's behind my chair. Okie dokie. It's really kind of interesting that let me sit down here if I'm going to talk to you. My brother's significant other passed away. She was living here with him. We aren't going to go into that story. But she had a lot of things that she left here. Her family and my brother's family, they took everything they wanted, but she had a lot of same tastes as I do, and I use a lot of her stuff in my art. Look, here's some orange, and we're going to put that red back in there. There's some knitting needles. She's got some Girl Scout stuff that probably belonged to her granddaughters, and there's a Girl Scout scarf in here. And this goes to my old machine, my $5 machine. But I ran out there to get thread, so that's what I got. So I'm not going to dwell too much in there. This was her sewing basket. And I didn't bring home any thread with me, but I just use hers. And we're going to sew these buttons on. And forgive my my hands here. Is this a baby wipe? This is a baby wipe from last night. I'm going to put some hand sanitizer on it and see if I can't get some of that ink off of my hands. So welcome everybody who's come in here. Thank you, Kimberly. Says you've been on 2 hours. Let's see. This is Saturday. Beth Schuler will come on at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. So I'll probably stay on maybe another hour and a half. And I don't know who else is on that I'm cutting. The Artsy Nurse is on. She's in our community. Erin is having a sale. Erin and Keisha is on, but she's going to be on until 4:30, I think, and then she's leaving. Spectrum Art is on. Now I'm just seeing notifications. But if somebody comes on and I'm cutting into their time, please do go if you normally watch them. I don't mean to cut into anybody's time, but I want to get stuff done. I've got so many things piling up because I get so enthused. And we're just going to take these off. And I think I'm going to put one here. One here. I'm liking these. One in the center here. Maybe one there. Looks like he's holding on to buttons. Maybe I'll move them down a little. One here. And one here. And that leaves me 4 left. I could put one in there, but that's an... Excuse me. Excuse me. That's an awful lot of buttons. But they're small buttons, so I kind of like those. I can move these down here like that and put these last 2 right there. Now that's sewing a lot of buttons on. But if I go fast, maybe I can do it. Maybe. You guys will be bored watching me trim papers and sew buttons on. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun. If you have something else you got to go get done, that doesn't hurt my feelings. All right. So, I guess I'm going to sew these on one at a time. But that's kind of how I'm going to do it. I don't want to lose my buttons. And Penelope. Now, the advantage, you're sitting there and going, well, you could have painted that. And I could have. But the advantage in using a dye on your fabric, this is fabric, this is white bleached muslin. The advantage of using the dye on this is that it's easy to stitch through. Painted fabric is hard to stitch through. Let's see if I can thread this button. It's pretty small, but it's got a big eye. So we're just going to sit here and sew on buttons. I'll look over at chat. Our Hearts with Arts. Is that Our Hearts with Arts? Are you Arabella? I think you're Arabella from the Netherlands. Have I got that right, or am I completely off key? Yeah, you are Arabella. Kimberly says, Arabella, good for you. At least you're giving it a try. She said, Arabella says, yes, Kimberly, thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you like it. I have a new laptop. I'm trying it out. Kimberly says, I have so many vintage buttons, and I still always look for them. Yeah, I've kind of got a button. I like my buttons. But I use a lot of them in my art, so I'm always looking for more. And these are just orange plastic buttons. Really special about them. It'd help if I'd thread the eye of the needle instead of the point to the needle. And I'm going to put a lot of thread on here because hopefully I won't have to thread it too many times. I like to double my thread. And now I can leave a tail underneath here because I'm going to slow stitch this down onto that yellow piece. So let's just get started doing the buttons here. And I got to get a start on this. And yeah, this kind of makes up for some of those streams that I missed this morning. I went into my YouTube channel settings this morning and they took away some of my monetization. I don't know if they usually don't do that till the middle of the month, so I'm not sure what was going on there. But I haven't been on for a while, so sometimes when I don't stream regularly, they estimate those monetizations and they go, oh, we estimated wrong, you weren't on. So they take away some of my, I don't understand everything they do. This isn't going in, hold on. Hold on. I may have spoke too soon with this needle. May not be sharp enough. I think I need a sharper needle. I'm going to pull this all out. I didn't knot it. I don't think this needle is sharp enough. See if I can't find a sharper needle. That one's sharp. Let's do this needle instead. I'm going to leave that orange thread on there. I'll deal with that later. Let's do it. Let's thread this other needle. I think it'll probably be sharper. Go through my fabric a bit easier. Let's come through it in the back. Yeah. That other needle was more of a blunt needle. They make the needles with the big eyes blunter. You know, they think you're going through more of a wider, higher count not a lower count fabric that has more space. Like a embroidery or a tapestry. Now, where's my thread here? Come on, where'd you go? I want this one. It's getting away from me. I want quite a bit because I don't want to sit here and thread my needle 10 million times. And it's catching on my spool here. Let's get the ends together, if I can find them. And straighten out my thread. There we go. Now, maybe it'll be easier to sew this button on. Let me start it here. Hopefully it'll be easier. And I'm going to let some of my thread hang down here because this is going to be stitched onto the yellow piece anyway. Come on. About like that, I think. Always getting started. Once I get started and get going. Oh, I dropped the button. I was threading my bobbins in my machine. I thread them all at once. When one goes out, I save them until they're all empty, and then I thread them all at once, because I swear they should make a sewing machine, and maybe they do. Maybe I'm just not that smart about it. They should make a sewing machine that takes up the bobbin thread from a spool of thread instead of a bobbin, because I'm always having to stop and rewind my bobbin, especially when you do a lot of embroidery on your pages. Yeah, this is working much nicer. This should go pretty fast now that I got a decent needle. I said, sure it will. Listen, let me look at chat again. Let me refresh. I always have to refresh my chat because it seems to freeze up. Thank you, Arabella. Hi, Janet. Did Janet come in? Which Janet came in? Janet Nash? Amber's here. Del Lobo's here. Oh, Janet Burgess. Hi, Janet Burgess. I was thinking Janet Nash came in, but Janet Nash is probably sleeping about now. Let's see. It is, well, it's almost 2 o'clock here. It'd be about 8 o'clock her time. She may not be sleeping yet, but I'll bet she's getting tired. It won't be long, she says. Let me do this a couple more times. Find the buttonhole. That might be good enough because I'm going to glue that down. That's pretty good. I could just carry this thread over. Do I want to carry it over or do I want to knot it off? I think I'll knot it off. And I was so proud of myself the other day when I was stitching online, just to show you guys my machine. Janet Baum was in there and Becky, and Janet Baum said, Becky, we should teach Meri how to do leaders and enders. And I've watched Becky do leaders and enders, but you know, I'm a new newbie at sewing. Especially in art and that type of thing. I know how to sew, but I haven't sewn in a long time. And I thought, I'm going to do leaders and enders when I was stitching by myself. And so I did, and I was so proud of myself that I did the leaders and enders when I was stitching on those pages, the little pocket pages. Now, let me grab a hold of this. And just get it started here in the right spot, kind of. Right in there. And so I know how, I haven't broken my needle yet. That's going to happen one of these days. But I have gotten fabric caught underneath of the feed dogs. And it seems like certain embroidery stitches cause that to happen. And it happens on certain embroidery stitches when I go around a curve. On my pocket pages, I have a thumbnail, a thumb pull thing. And as I go around that curve, it breaks the thread in my needle, or sometimes it causes the fabric to bunch up, or the thread to bunch up on the fabric and get under the feed dog. I've had that problem. So far, I've gotten out of that. Ouch, that was sharp. So far, I've gotten out of that habit, but I mean that when that happens, I get out of it. And then the other issue I have is I try to run my bobbin the right way when I put it on the machine, make sure the thread is going the right way, but sometimes it unwinds itself and winds itself underneath of the little bobbin winder, underneath of the little round base. And I have to sit there, and I catch it when it happens, but I have 50 rounds to unwind. So I'm sitting there manually taking the thread off of the bobbin winder spool, the thing that holds it. I think that's pretty good. Is that higher? Let's see if I put that on the line. Well, it's just about the same height. See, if I line this button up here, that button might be just a teeny bit higher, but I'm going to leave it. It looks higher though, doesn't it? I'm not going to redo it. I want to keep moving. I put this one on, it kind of compensates for it. All right, let's trim this. What did you do today? I watched Meri sew buttons and cut paper. Wasn't that kind of boring? Yeah, but then I was chatting to people in the chat room. I like it when you guys chat with each other. Let's see. What did Kimberly say? Meri is going to do the paper dolls in December. Yeah, and Kimberly, you suggested that I sew them. And, you know, I was thinking I should do Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus and the elves. And then I want to do the nativity. So I want to get wise men and shepherds and Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. That'll go on one layout, probably in the center of one of the signatures. Do a nativity scene, and I might even make a paper doll of a lamb or a sheep, you know, and it will be it won't be a big paper doll, but it'll be, you know, a standing sheep, or maybe a lamb sitting down, a donkey. So I want to do a nativity scene. I'll probably do that for December the 25th. Let me put my needle through here. And what else? Oh, I want to do the little match girl. And you guys gave me a whole bunch of ideas. We did a list of things I could do for Christmas. The Grinch and the gal who, I don't know the entire story of the Grinch, but the little gal who makes the Grinch be good. Is that how it goes? And the Christmas spider. Becky said the Christmas spider. We could do a paper doll spider. The Christmas spider is a story that I was unfamiliar with until Becky. I was painting those snow globe envelopes. And I asked for an idea, and Becky said the Christmas spider. And that's the first time I've heard that Christmas story of the Christmas. There's actually a Christmas story, the Christmas spider. Becky told it to me. Becky got me onto it. And then I'm going to do Halloween. Halloween's over with, but I want to do one Halloween page, one Thanksgiving page, 31 Christmas pages, and 6 New Year pages. And I think I counted in my journal. I can't find the hole here. Where is it? There. I think I counted my journal. I have 48 pages in my journal. And we'll see how fat that journal grows. But I want to get it bound. I'm going to work on it some more this weekend, probably tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I want to get it bound before Thanksgiving, because after Thanksgiving, the Monday after Thanksgiving, I'm having my cataract surgery. So I don't know, that week I may not be doing much. We'll see. My brother used his right eye after he did his cataract surgery, so I think I could actually do some stuff. So some stuff with my, just, because you have your left eye for the first week, you have that patch on it. I close my eye and I go, can I see to do anything with my other eye? And I can. Alrighty, we got 3 buttons on there. That's really cool. And by the time I get this put on the journal with those buttons, I think that's going to be really cool. Now, before I put this down, I might put a closure in here. Maybe one of those, maybe something like this on both sides, just a little tie, or maybe I'll have 2 ties on it and one on the back. And before I stitch it down, I'll put this in here and maybe stitch that down and do another one there and then some on the back. All right, just showing you where I'm going with this. Got a lot done today. Let's see. Refresh my chat here. Oh, what else is going? Arabella's here. Janet. What is a daily, December daily? Actually, December dailies was started by, what was her name? There's a name. I don't know her personally. I never watch her channel. I never watch her. I'm not even know she has a channel. But Susan Hiles knows her. I started doing Christmas art journals. I used to write a Christmas journal. Oh, way back in the 90s. I have one I started in 91 and I went to about 2000. And I filled that journal, just was writing and my Christmas card list and, anything associated with Christmas. It was more of a written type journal. It was not an art journal. But then, what was it? 2012, I think, was my first, and I called it a holiday journal back then. I called it a holiday journal. And I wasn't thinking December daily, but Susan Hiles started her group, December Daily Anything Goes. And she calls it Anything Goes because she didn't want to take credit for starting she got the December Daily term from this other person, and I don't remember that other person's name. Do you guys remember? Let's see. Allie Edwards. Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly knows her. Allie Edwards was really the person who started doing December dailies. Now, I'd done Christmas journals. Like I said, I did that written journal, but I really didn't do it in an art format. It was more like a written page, little journal that I got that I wrote down stuff in. All Christmas related. What I did, what we had for Christmas dinner, stuff like that. No photographs. No, it was not an art journal. It wasn't a scrapbook either. But Susan Hiles, then I did one that I called the December daily, and I've got it online here. I've got flip throughs, but a lot of my December dailies are still up in Wisconsin because I couldn't bring all that home with me. But I have some December dailies that I've done down here out in the other room, but I'm not going to go get them. But they're a December daily. You really record your Christmas activities throughout the month of December. And a lot of people make them for every day. So you'll see people put page numbers, big numbers on their pages. This is December 1st. This is December 2nd. You'll see that going on, but you don't have to. You can do your December daily any way you want. Now, a lot of people say, oh, we don't do anything for Christmas. Well, you don't have to do Christmas. You could do, what did you do in December? Or you could do, I like to tell stories. That's where my little Maisie story came from, was I did a Christmas story of Maisie. And I think I took those videos down because I was afraid of COPPA getting a hold of me, because it was really a children's story. But I should put them up again because COPPA nobody's getting sued by the government yet that I know of. And if the government's going to go after you, they're going to go after somebody big. They're not going to come after me, I don't think. COPPA scared a lot of people in taking their channels down. We're going to sue you $40,000 if you have a children's story on there. And that scared a lot of smaller people that I know, scared them off of YouTube. They took down everything. I'm not getting sued by the government. Thank you, Kimberly, for leaving that. Is that the link? There you go. Let's go look at it. I'm sure she won't mind a shout out. We won't look at her videos. We'll just look at her channel. We'll give Allie Edwards a shout out. She's not in here, but Kimberly left the link. Here's my needle and my buttons. Let's go look at Allie Edwards. Allie Edwards. Oh, she's a young lady. When was her last video? I always check that out. 3 days ago. December daily of 2022. So go follow the link that Kimberly dropped and go to Allie Edwards. Go to her videos and you'll see what she's doing for December daily for 2022. And she's got a day in the life. Number 2. She's got a scrapbook kit project. A number scrapbook kit, story super scrapbook kit, a Halloween 22 kit, more stamp ideas, December daily 2022, press mini kit. So she's doing different things. Though I'm just reading the titles of her videos. I'm not going to show her videos. Let's go to her playlist. Here she's got a playlist. She's got 9 videos in her December daily 2022 playlist. Storytelling with stamps, travel scrapbooking. I'm just reading the titles of her playlist. Scrapbook basics, story time, stories of summer notebook, scrapbook kit, craft the story, December daily of 2020. I didn't see one for 2020. Oh, there's it is for 2021. December daily for 2019. December daily of 2018. It's got 27 videos. Wow, she's got a lot of playlists out there. Here's the 2017, 2016 December daily. I'm just reading, and I think, whoops, I got out of it. Hold on. Where is she? Her first one there is, I'm getting out of it because my thumbnail is there. Move it up. I can't see. The first one is 20 something, but my video gets in the way of it. It's 20 something. I'll bet it's 2015 or 16. All right. I can't see community posts on my tablet. She's got a whole bunch of channels that she's subscribed to here. So if you're looking for new people, that's a good way to find new people. And on her about, she says, welcome to my channel here at YouTube. Here you will find videos to support your memory keeping endeavors. So Allie Edwards, am I subscribed to her? Let's go home. I am subscribed. What does my bell say? I've got all on. I don't know. I haven't been seeing her videos, but sometimes I don't know what I'm looking at. So thank you for dropping that link, Kimberly. Look, I'm ready for another button here. We're getting this done. Let me go back to my chat. Live chat. Janet says, I will look. Yeah, check out. Also, check out. Let me get it out here. Hold on. Let me go to her channel. So she probably has some stuff up too. Search Susan Hiles. Susan Hiles is doing an open collab and giveaway. Open collab announcements. She looks like she's doing a Thanksgiving one. I'm not sure I'm going to do it because I was wanting to do last month's and I never got it done and I feel bad. But here, let's grab the link to her channel and share it with you. Copy link. Let me come down to my chat, come into live and I'll just put Hiles, backspace, Hiles, of course, Iles, Hiles, and paste. You can see why it takes me so long to do this stuff. There's Susan Hiles' channel, and she does a lot of December daily. Let's see what she has in her videos here. Let me go to her videos. Life update and fabric haul, lots of chatting, gingerbread house and envelope, starting a new wall hanging. Where's her December daily stuff? I know she's doing December daily. Sewing my first page in my cloth-covered Christmas journal. She's calling it a Christmas journal. Filling in the flower and small. So Susan is calling it a Christmas journal, I think, this year. But Susan Hiles is the one that I really started making when the December dailies with. She's got a group out there called, let's see if she's got it on her about page. December daily. She's got a link to December daily inspiration. Let's see what that. And I think she gave that group. Let's open it up and see if I can get in there. I don't know if I can. It might block me out because of password. Facebook group. I think she turned that group over. Yeah, December Daily Anything Goes. She started this group, December Daily Anything Goes. Let me see if I can grab the link, copy, and put it in my chat. And I think she got so busy and she turned the group over to another person, I think, to take care of. Oh, where's my chat? Live chat. There it is. Let's put December Daily Anything Goes. I want to Anything Goes FB group on Facebook. This is the group that Susan Hiles started, but I think somebody else is running it now because Susan got awfully busy. She's retired now, but I don't think she likes the groups. I think she's in the group, but I don't think she's actually running the group. But if you go to Facebook here, click on that link, and if you're Facebook, if you're on Facebook, you'll have to join the group. And it looks like I have a join group on here. I thought I was a member. I'll have to check and see if I'm still a member. I'm on my tablet, so it may be. I'll have to check to see if I'm still a group. So we can't see anything except for, but it's got 6,000 members out there. So it's a nice December daily group. Oh, I have to log in. I'm not logged in. It just took me to the face. That's why I'm a member, but I'm not logged into Facebook on my tablet. So there's another link to go to. That was Susan Hyo's group, and I think she still is in the group and participates in the group, but I'm not sure if she's actually running it right now. I'm not sure, totally sure about all that, and it gets really active starting in July. People start making their December dailies and talking about ideas, especially a lot of people that like Christmas and December, and this keeps getting caught. There's a lot of people that just love to do their Christmas. They love everything connected with Christmas. Well, I get into so many other. Let me come back into my chat here. I'm not even on my live. Click the red button on Meri. So there's a group, and I'm sure there's other December daily groups on Facebook and other December daily. Actually, you just have to search on YouTube for December daily, and you'll probably get more videos than you can watch in your lifetime. I get this needle threaded here. Now I have enough to thread on there to do half of my page. So let's get another long length of thread, and maybe I can do the other half while I'm yakking away here. You know, you don't have to. A lot of people come in and say, well, I don't, you know, our family doesn't do Christmas, or I don't, you know, we don't celebrate Christmas. I don't know what I would put in my December daily. And I said, well, what do you do over in December while everybody else is celebrating? Do you go on a trip? Do you just stay at home and relax? Maybe you like to do special projects in December. There's a lot of things you can put in a December daily. And these buttons are going to go, looks like he's holding on to the buttons there, right on his two legs. You know, it only shows, and it was so funny because that picture that I used didn't have this leg. It only had this leg and one antenna. And that bug looked like somebody had pulled his legs off in the picture. And it didn't have any legs coming down here, so his legs must, if he has more legs, it must be folded under him. Let's see what's going on in chat. Top chat, live chat. You're going to stitch. That's okay. You can stitch. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to show you stuff. You know, I whatever you guys decide to do, I'm good with it. I'm kind of like that too. Let's see. I want this to be even, more even. Let's see how this goes. That's pretty good. You do you, Tim Hote says. You do you. I'm not here to say do this or do that. That's not my thing. Do you. But since folks ask about it, I went off into my little spiel. I have done a December daily every year that I've been down here in Nebraska. And I came down here in 2016. My first December daily was in 2012. So I have 4 years up in Wisconsin of December dailies, and 6 years? So I have almost 10 years of December dailies. And I'm sure Susan Hiles has about the same because we both have done them. I've done them along with her. Let's put it that way. I've done them along with her because she's the one who got me started doing them. And I like them. They're kind of like a Christmas caboodle in a way. You just do what you do. You, Mr. Holt says. And here I am doing bugs because of Rosemary and bug batiks. And, you know, I want to do another batik and see if I can prevent this dye. I think the dye got wet on the underneath and it resisted it on top. But when the dye soaked in, there was no resist on the back of this. So, well, especially in here. And so that dye soaked in from the back. So I might batik both sides when I do something like this the next time, because I expected this to be more, the lattice to be wider. I like it. I don't dislike it. Oh, I can't find the hole on my button. There. I like it a lot, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Janet says, I celebrate Christmas and I will stitch Christmas things. So that's a good idea. That's a good idea. What kind of stitchery are you doing? Are you slow stitching? Or you making ornaments? What are you stitching on? Tell us what you're working on. And that's the other thing, Janet. That's probably a pretty smart thing to do. Keep doing if you've already started those, don't just stop and because somebody else is doing a December daily. And, you know, you evidently started those because you were interested in them. You're doing slow stitching. Oh, I'll bet it's beautiful. Are you online any place? Are you on Facebook? Am I a friend of yours in Facebook or on Instagram? I'd love to see some of your work, Janet. Burgess. There's a lot of Christmas going on out there now, though. You haven't got started. Okay. All right. Well, you do you. I don't want you to get down, because I know what that's like. I go down these rabbit holes and I paint myself into corners. And that's why I'm on this afternoon. I've done art Thursday, Friday. I was out in Ann Lar's chat room on Thursday, probably all afternoon. Becky opened a chat room on Friday. I was out there a good portion of the day on Friday in the chat room working on that December daily. And then I streamed Friday evening. And I've been working in my Inktober. I want to get that done. And I was going to do some carving today, but no, I'll just work on this because I got this all out. Oh, I think I'll knot this one more time. You know, I could do slow stitching on here, but I think I'm going to slow stitch this to the yellow piece. And then I'll think about gluing the yellow piece down. Yeah, certainly do you. What did I do with my scissors? Where did I put them? All right, Mary, where's your scissors? Where did I put my little scissors? I throw them off. Where did I put them? They're not here. Well, let's. I'm not going to hunt forever for them. Well, I don't want to use those. Those are huge. I use these. I just want to cut my. Now this is the back. This is the back of the batik. And on my other journal that I made, I detailed the back, but because this is going to be put down on that yellow fabric, I'm not going to detail all the back. But it's almost as pretty on the back as it is on the front. And Rosemary was saying that's how you can identify a batik piece from a piece that's been printed, manufactured and printed on a printing press, is the dye soaks through the fabric and you see the design on the back. on a piece that's printed, you go to the fabric store, you'll see a printed design on the front, but you flip it over and you'll see kind of like white cotton or whatever they have on the back. You won't see the same design. That's what Rosemary was telling us. I don't know much about batik. It started in Indonesia, I think, the history of it. Now, I could have moved those buttons down a little, but I'm going to leave them right where they are. Oh, I'm going to sew buttons on today. I'm just going to work on my journal here. Kimberly says, I'm on Becky Creation, Aunt Beck's group and Instagram. I will show them. Okay, Janet, that's cool. I'll watch for them. Kimberly says, Janet, I love country fabrics at Christmas. Plaids and gingham and old burlap. I also have a Christmas cloth book. Very cool. Very cool. I love seeing all the decor videos on YouTube, the Christmas decor. I'm crocheting a Christmas Afghan. I'm working along. I've got that completely off. I might have to knot this one. I'm crocheting along with Crochet Cloud. They're, what do they call it? Christmas snow and snow days and white chocolate or something like that. It's kind of a Christmassy Afghan. I'm doing that on the side. And last year and the year before, I did a Charlie Brown tree. I don't know if I'll do that this year. I like to have some sort of a tree, but we got these. My brother kind of takes over our Christmas tree and puts all his wildlife stuff on there, which is okay. But I can't do my decorations on it because they clash. So I think I've got some, my brother's significant other left some pencil trees. 3 of them, I think, or 2 of them at least upstairs, and I might bring those down this year. She had a lot of stuff that was not taken by her family. She had these really cute dolls that were art dolls, but they were little girl dolls, and I made sure one of her granddaughters, I told my brother to give those to her granddaughters. Well, I know one gal got them, and I think he took the others last Christmas and gave them as Christmas presents too. One was a Samantha doll, but there's still one left here that looks like an Alice in Wonderland. And I'd like to see that go to my little grandniece, my brother's granddaughter. But she's not, if I gave it to her now, her mother would probably sell it. And I'm not ready for that to happen, but I might get that out. By the time Christmas rolls around, I want all my boxes out of the living room. So when that happens, I'll be, after, when it gets cold weather, I'll probably be working more in my studio. Amber says, yay, that sounds good. Janet says, mine will be a book, Kimberly. It will be cool to do one and date the books. Yeah. I can't wait to see what you do, Janet. You know, do what inspires you. You know, I found that out. Sometimes when we try to do what other people get inspired with, like I'm inspired to do this bug journal. And of course I get inspired by anything that Rosemary does. But the other thing is, I tend to, even when I work on the caboodles, I tend to do a whole different thing than Rosemary does. But I've noticed in Rosemary's, when she's doing her bug journals and some of her journals, she uses stash that she did not put in the kit. And that's okay. So, but that just justifies that if I want to use some of my stash, I will. You do you. It's just inspiration to get started. But I'll use her illustrations, and I'm learning batik from Rosemary. So I think this is going to be a cool... I'm going to have to see how she did her back cover on her bug journal, because that design says flat for top and bottom of back something or other. I think she did something different on her back of her journal. I got to go see what she did. Janet says, I think this year I will decorate November 21st after my first grandchild's birthday. Aww. Is that her birthday, the 21st? See, when you have grandchildren, it's just a family thing. It's so sweet. I have my grandniece, but she's growing up. She'll be in junior high next year. She no longer does all the little girl stuff anymore. She does cool stuff. She used to sit and play with Grandpa, my brother, on the living room floor. And I think he kind of misses that. They used to play school. She doesn't play school with him anymore. She's too old for that now. And in a way, that's good. You know, it's her growing up. You know what? I got all these charms. I'll bet some of these would look good. These are butterflies and dragonflies. And I think there's some bees in here. I got these on Amazon. I could put some charms in this journal. I got it for the nature. You know what? I'm getting all these buttons on. I just have 2 more to do. And I have 2 extra. Oh, you know what? I was going to sew them. I could put them closer together like that. I kind of like that because it balances them out. All right, I have 4 more to do. I kind of like it like that. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Let's just do these, though. Mary's just chattering away because, you know, that's what you do when you stream. His 20th. Oh, he's an older grandchild. I was thinking he was a younger. I thought it was a baby. He's 20. Okay, he's grown up. Arabella says, you inspire me. I want to try batik on fabric. Yes, do try it. And Arabella, I don't know what you have in the Netherlands for dye, but you don't need a whole lot of colors to start out with. Get your basic color, get black and a blue and a green and a yellow and maybe a red tone. I got Rosemary Morris's caboodle kit, and she sent teal, which is a greenish blue, and magenta, which is a red tone, and black, let's see, and orange. She sent teal, magenta, orange, black, and what other color? Did she only send 4? And then I added yellow and a royal blue that I got. But you can buy, and like I said, I don't know what you have for dyes close to you in the Netherlands, but here in the States, you can go to like Walmart, the big box store, and go to where they sell the tie-dye, and you can get this little powdery dye, and you don't need a whole lot to make enough, and you don't need a whole lot to do this when you do something like this. Now, this was an unbleached linen, unbleached muslin, and I would say to start with the white stuff if you have it. I don't have my other out here. I have found out by experimenting, and this is a baby wipe. I torn up a bed sheet, And I tried to batik on that, and all the dye just literally soaked through it. You want something that will hold your dye. That's been my experience. Let's see, I want this. And I'm learning. There's a lot of, and go on YouTube, look at all the videos out there. Go visit Rosemary Morris. She's got some batik videos out recently. And you just don't need a whole lot. The other thing that she advises is to, for your wax, to use half beeswax and half paraffin. Do not use all paraffin. She says it's better if you have a half beeswax. So try some batik. And if you don't have paraffin or beeswax, maybe try a white Crayola or something like that. I'd try the white ones, or maybe because you've got pigment in your Crayolas. Janet said he was born on the 20th. He's 32. Oh, he's even older. I thought he was 20. Your first grandchild is 32. That sounds like my nephew. He's in his 50s, and I cannot fathom him being 50 years old. I'm going, he was still a baby that I held in my arms, and I took him sledding on Christmas Day. Now he doesn't even like me to hug him anymore. I called him Cookie Monster. We played Cookie Monster when he was a kid, and I still call him my Cookie Monster. He doesn't like to be hugged, and now my little grandniece doesn't like to be hugged. You know, they grow up, they don't like all that mushy stuff. And it's funny, though, when my sister-in-law, my brother's former wife, and they were friendly. They did not have a, well, as friendly as a divorce can be. They were still friendly with each other when she passed away. But they didn't hug a lot. And when we went to her funeral, I was grieving. I got this. I was grieving because she was like a sister to me. We thought a lot politically, alike a lot politically, and we thought alike a lot in our faith. So she was like a sister to me, and, you know, I was really grieving. And at the funeral, he came up and gave me a big hug. And that surprised me. That surprised me because I didn't want to go making over him because I didn't want to embarrass him. But he came up and gave me a big hug. I miss his hugging. I miss his hugs. He was my little Cookie Monster. He doesn't realize that, though. You know, he's not a perfect guy, but he's okay. None of us are perfect. He was born on the 20th. Arabella says, I always wing it and use what I have, but I want to look up the proper things to use, but I will experiment as well. Yeah, that's good. Wing it. Use what you have. Look up what other people use. And, you know, you might, as you're doing your research, you might find that somebody else substituted something that they didn't have with something else that you have. So you might get ideas. I'm all for experimenting. I'm all for that, Arabella. I was telling them in Rosemary's chat, we were talking about the chemical makeup of some of these. Where's my thread here? I gotta, oh, wait. Hold on, the light's glaring in my eyes. I can't see where my thread is. There. We were talking about the chemical makeup of some of the things that we were using. And I was telling them that I wish I would have paid more attention in chemistry class. You know, when you're young like that, you know, I was more conscious of who I was sitting next to than what I was being taught in chemistry. And I wish I would have paid a lot more attention, because I think I would have done a lot better in chemistry than what I was convinced that I wasn't smart enough. You know, I'm not smart enough to do all of this stuff. I'm going to make a little knot here. And Amber was in there, and I really liked what she said. She said, Meri, I think you would have made you know, I think you would have done good because you like to experiment. And that, you know, she really nailed it. So Amber, if you're listening, I really caught on to that remark. I'm going, yeah, Amber, you're right. And I think I would be a lot better at math. That, you know, I'm convinced that I'm not smart enough to do all this math. And then I'll goof on YouTube and I'm going, yep, I was right. I can do math if I write it all down on paper. I have to see it visually. Sometimes it's hard for me to see that in my head. I'm more of a verbal person than I am a number person, but I like numbers. I like to do those Sudoku puzzles. There's Amber. There she is. You nailed it, Amber, with that remark. That made me cause to think. And I wish that, of course, now see, if I could go back to high school, if I could go, you always say you'd never change anything. But if I could go back to high school knowing what I know today, I'd do a whole lot more art journaling. You know, just think of the things you could have done in high school that you didn't do, that we do now, just like what I'm doing here. But, you know, I guess we need to accept our lives. It is what it was. And, you know, I did like to draw. I did a lot of drawing and painting, but I wish that I would have known more about art journaling back then, because I had the time. I could have done some neat stuff back then. And I wish I could get my grandniece more interested in it, but she's a sport person. She's all wrapped up in her basketball and swimming. She's good at swimming. She's all wrapped up in I don't know about this thread here, if I want to cut that. I think I'll leave it because that loop will be on the underneath. All right, I just have 2 more buttons to put. Whoops. Oh, I guess I cut it. No, I didn't cut that one. I cut the first one. I'm going to leave. I got a little loop here, and I'm just going to fold it under when I put my backing on. All right, I'm going to put a button here and a button here, maybe down a little to balance. These are up a little high, so I'm going to balance these out. Maybe right in like that. Maybe about like that, I think. And I only have enough for one more button, but let's go ahead and do it. I think I'm going to put it right here. It's been fun doing this. You can go back. You can go back. Did the off to collage. I'm not sure what that means, Janet. You can go back. Then off to collage. Off to college, you mean? I don't know what that means. Oh, go back by thinking about it or talking about it or redoing it. I'm not sure what she means. You can go back. Did then off to collage. I'm not sure what that second thing means. Is your grandson married, or is he still single at 32? When you said you had your first grandchild, I was thinking it was a baby or a toddler. He's 32 years old. He was born on the 20th. Then I thought he was 20 years old, and you was telling me his birth date, his day he was born. Arabella says, I'm a hugger too. My 3 daughters are all grown up, and I long for the time I got more hugs. No grandchildren yet, but life is life, and they all grow up, and I try to be happy with how it is. Yes, I agree. Be happy with it. You know, at least you got them. You know, they may not like to hug, or they may not hug as much as you would like, but at least you have them, and be happy with who you are. Amber says, I can still do collage even if you're older. Yeah, you can still do the collage. Yep. And I think I threw away a lot of stuff that I did in high school. I still have some of my college stuff. He is with a girl who will not have children because of some illness she has, but she's wonderful. Well, then again, life is life. Be happy that you have both of them. And if he's happy with her and she's happy with him, that's the important thing. That is the important thing, that they're happy. I'm not going to have enough thread to do that last button. I think I'll take some of this thread I got out. Well, I might, but it'll be tight. And I'm not going to do tight stuff. I like these orange buttons on here. I'm going to have to thank Keisha for them. Keisha said, where were you Saturday, Meri? I'll say, I spent all my money on Friday. Oh, I was in Keisha's auction yesterday. What did I buy? I bought Angie's stuff. What else did I buy? I bought, somebody was there. Was it Amanda who was selling newspapers from the 50s? I think it was Amanda. And I don't think I bought any buttons, but I bought quite a bit. I didn't buy black and white photos. I don't remember what I bought. I didn't buy any napkins. I might have bought a couple cards. She was selling some playing cards. What else? And Amanda was showing some leaves that had been preserved. This was funny. I was sewing when I was in Keisha's, so I had my phone up on my clamp, which was, you know, up there, and I was trying to type above me, and it wasn't working too well. It doesn't work very well when I'm just finger peck it down below, but when I was trying to type, like hitting the right keys on the keyboard. And a couple of times Keisha said, Meri, please translate what you're trying to say. And I was talking about those leaves. When Amanda was selling some leaves, some real leaves that had been preserved. And I was trying to tell them that they were probably preserved with glycerin. Well, my typing didn't come out so good. And Keisha was laughing. She said, are you trying to resurrect lives? And I was talking about preserving leaves. And I'm going, no, I can't resurrect anything. Somebody else already did the resurrection stuff for us. And then I was trying to tell them that they use glycerin to preserve those leaves, and they weren't getting, I wasn't getting a response from them. So I repeated it 3 or 4 times, and Keisha says, Meri, we see you. And I was going, well, I was wondering. I was wondering if you, because usually Posh is in there. Posh, I think, got tired last night and moved on. And usually Posh is there and she'll translate or she'll respond to me. Well, nobody responded to my, those leaves are preserved with glycerin comment. Finally, Keisha said, and I repeated it 3 or 4 times. And finally, Keisha said, Meri, we see you. And I'm going, well, you didn't say anything. I didn't say that to him, but I'm going, if you see me, why didn't you say, I see you? or make some sort of a comment. I wouldn't have repeated it 40 times if you would have said, "Oh, that's interesting." And then I said, we used to do that as kids. Preserve leaves with glycerin. Did you ever do that? What you do is you have a leaf. You want to get it while it's still a little flexible outside. You know, you don't want a dried leaf. And you take the stem, you know, kind of clip off the stem and put it in a little glass of glycerin, or, you know, set it in a glass filled with glycerin so that the leaf pulls the glycerin through osmosis up into its veins, and it preserves the leaves. And they feel almost artificial. We used to do that as kids. And I was trying to tell them all about that. Nobody was responding to me, so I kept repeating it. Finally, Keisha said, "Meri, we hear you, we see you." And I'm going, well, I was wondering. This is the last button. They were probably going, when is Meri going to quit talking? I quit talking when I think you see me, when I think you're listening. Oh, dear. I was thinking maybe they didn't believe me. I want that button down a little. You know, put it down in here if I can. Maybe I'll go back through this and move it down a little. Let's redo this. I've only got one in there. I want this button to be a little bit more even with this one. So move it maybe right in there. So right below this point. So I'm going to go back through here. I'm kind of there with my needle, but maybe not enough. Maybe down a little. Right in there. And then this is the last button you're going to have to watch me sew on this. I'm glad I got these. I wasn't sure I wanted orange buttons. But now, see, you buy this stuff. And my threads got caught on the button. You buy it, and sure enough, a project shows up that it's just perfect for. What am I going to do with 8 orange buttons, 10 orange buttons, and I have 2 others? What am I going to do with 10 orange buttons? And I bought a newer issue of the Mary Jane magazine, which is an organic women's farmer magazine for organic urban farming. I guess it's urban farming, organic farming. It's more of a woman's magazine for gals that like the country and stuff like that. It's run by a lady who used to be an attorney in New York, and she moved back to, I think, Idaho. And she runs her own farm. I think she's got a family. Her daughter writes an article in a magazine. But anyway, the most recent article that I got inspired with has an article in the most recent magazine about upcycling your vintage finds. And they showed where they took an old sweater and made a bag out of it and everything. Well, I've got a sweater upstairs that I got at a flea market or garage sale or something. I really liked it. It's orange, kind of an orange plaid. And I forgot I even had it. And it was upstairs and I ran across it. I should bring it down and work on it. And I don't think it's wool. It might be a wool blend. And I don't know if I could felt on it, but I surely could make something out of it. It's really a cool sweater, but it doesn't fit me. It almost fits me, but it's a little tight, especially if you want to wear a blouse underneath of it or something. I like my clothes a little looser. I don't like them fitting tight. This is the last button I'm sewing on. Janet says, I try to type fast and end up all over the place. Thank you, Janet. No, college, not collage, college. Janet said, oh, let's see, what did Amber say? You can still do college even if you're older. Oh, you can, yeah, you can. You can go back to school. Is that what you're saying, Amber? Yeah. And if you're retired, like I'm retired now, if you're retired, some of these universities and colleges will let you audit classes for free. You know, you're not working for college credit or anything. You can just go in and audit some of these courses. And you can go to community college. I would like to take some Latin. I've always wanted to learn Latin, and that's been one of my New Year's things, that goals that I put down, is to learn more Latin. And I'll probably do that again this year, this new year. And I've got a Latin book, and I keep putting it aside and doing my art. All right, I think I'm done with the buttons. I think I'm done with the buttons. That was fun. I am liking them. This could have been a little lower, but we're going to leave it. I'm not taking that button off. I am happy with it. Now I'm going to slow stitch, but bigger stitches, this onto the yellow. And it's going to, then I'm going to put the yellow on here, but I think I'm going to collage it on. And then my pages in here, I'll have to do something. Now I got Rosemary's, but I don't think it's enough. I really do like this paper. This is what Rosemary sent, but wouldn't that be neat? In here, and I might have enough left over on this to piece this together. So this might go on the inside. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I'll get my papers off. Put this in here like this. Collage it down. And then what I have left over here, I'll tear and put in here, up in here. I think that's what I'm going to do. This was from Rosemary. This looks like just a piece of maybe craft paper or some kind of paper that she got. And it looks like she made some sort of a wood grain on it. Looks like she... Boy, I'd love to have a full sheet of that. But we'll make it work. And then this will come in, and these will be my pages that I'll work on. And I might make these look more like bugs. I might put some antennas on here. This is kind of flimsy, but I might put some antennas on here after I work. We'll see. We'll see what I do. So I think that's how I'm going to do that. But let's see, what time is it? I'll maybe be on another hour. That would be 3 o'clock here. Maybe I'll stitch this on and call it a day. I'm going to slow stitch this on. But I need a pretty sharp needle to slow stitch with. I don't think these are sharp enough. They're not sharp enough to go in. My needle case is out in the other room. Is this sharp enough to go in there? It is. But is it? Yeah, I could maybe use this curved needle to... I might try it and see what happens. But what kind of an eye does it have? It's got a decent eye. Now I need thread. Let's see what I have here. I think I have some thread in this box, or is that... I don't know if this is thread or what's in here. That's my wax. Hold on. I got some thread here someplace in one of these. These are stamps. And wash and wax paper. Oh, hold the phone. I might have to go out in the living room and get my thread. I don't want to use sewing thread. I want it to be a thicker thread. I don't want a real thick thread. And I'm gonna leave the border here, and I'm gonna sew between the buttons, maybe like a blanket stitch around the buttons. I don't want to sew the border. I want to leave the border. Let's get it placed. Maybe pin it. What's going on here? Looks like I started to cut it there. I'm going to leave it. I want to move it over a little. Let's pin it. Here. And we want some of this to show. I guess I'm going to leave it like that. This, maybe I'll move it over just a little bit more. It's not going to be perfect because I didn't measure it out. I just eyeballed it. And it doesn't need to be perfect. I'll move it up a little here. Move this over a little. So I have more. It's not gonna, and this is gonna be a little uneven, but if it's even here, it'll be crooked down there. I might fringe that out later. And I need another needle down in here. I think this is going to make a neat cover. All right, so put that back in the sewing case. Let's see what I have for thread. See, I'm thinking I can make some antenna out of wire and maybe a couple beads on my bug pages. I'll probably have to put an eyelet in there so it doesn't tear. We'll see. I'll have to experiment. I'm looking for thread. I'll probably have to go out in the other room. Here, you can look at these bugs too. Let me go see what I have for thread out there. I thought I had some thread out here. Hold on. See what I have in here. No, that's not thread. I was looking at it the other day. What did I do with it? I'm looking for some thread. Meri says, where's my thread? I'm thinking, I got white, but I'm not sure I want white. What's this? That's not thread. What's that? That's not thread. All right, hold the phone. Let me go out in the living room. See what I can find. embroidery floss. I might use that. Here's my needle case. White thread. All right, I'm coming. Uh-oh, I dropped something in there. Something fell in there. I've got this. I'm thinking that I can color that. I've got white and I've got embroidery floss. I would love to color that, but it's going to take too long. Let's see what I've got in here. Let's see what I have. I might just use floss. Hold on. Mary's on the hunt again. Got all sorts of stuff in here. What's in here? More floss. I forget what I have. I have some of that scrap thread from previous projects. I could use some of this. Let's pull that out. And it doesn't have to all match. Let's pull that out. These are from old needlework projects that I did this a long time ago. I have this up in Wisconsin. I went to a needlework class. I made that sampler. It's up in Wisconsin. Let's pull these specialty threads out. Here's another one. I can't remember if I did that one or not, but these are from old needlework projects. This is just floss. Here's some ribbon. That might go nice on there instead of thread. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. It might be easier. Will I be able to get it through those? I might have to use my awl to make holes. Ooh, I'm glad I got this stuff out. Let's put all this back. I used to do a lot of needlework. This is what I'm working on, and I sent some of them. I think Journey has one of them. I think I sent one to Aunt Beth. But I've been doing these little scissors. They don't take long to do. I've been doing these little scissors. I put a little heart. When Becky was doing her hearts of love, I did scissors. I think I sent one of these to Becky. And I think I made one for Journey. And then I've got these extra ones that I haven't. Well, I have one extra one. I think I have another one that I put on my stitch roll. That's what this is. Yeah, Hearts of Love. And it doesn't, I can stitch one of those little scissors in a couple hours or so. It doesn't take that long to stitch them up. I just have to get at it. Wait a minute, let me get this in here. And let's see what else I have in here that I want to show you. That's just fabric. Is there anything in here to show you other than threads? I've got some pretty lace. What's this? More embroidery floss. I don't think I have any projects to show you. What's in here? Not in here. This bag I have out is mostly projects. So let me put this stuff away. I think that embroidery floss might look good on there. Or that silk ribbon. And you know, you used to be able to go to like Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and this silk ribbon used to be these people, variegated silk ribbon. You used the bacilla. I don't see this around much anymore. I used to buy it at the Hobby Lobby. All right, let's get all this put back. I think that's what I'm gonna, if my ribbon doesn't work, I'll get it out again. I'll get all this stuff out again. Let's just put it back for now. Here's a turkey. I think I did that turkey too. My chat, I lost my chat. Hold on. Live chat, top chat. My chat keeps going away. There's Becky. Becky says, I'm back home, Meri. I was looking for thread, Becky, while you were gone. I stitched this buttons. Let me get it out here. I'm going to keep that little package out. Or maybe I'll put them in this folder. And this. And these. I get all this stuff out. And I don't get it all put back. I'm still working on my cover, Becky. We got all the bug pages cut. But I sewed buttons on all my cover here. And I'm looking for something. And I think I'm going to use the ribbon. I don't think I could do blanket stitches. But I could run this ribbon. I'm not sure how. Just stitch it in there maybe between the buttons. Would that look okay? I'm almost tempted to just tie it at each little lattice piece. Well, I wouldn't want to tie it there, but just make a little tie at various places in here. Rather than, let's try that. And that way I wouldn't have to press my ribbon. So I can use I might have to use a grommet or a punch because I don't know if, yeah, I guess I can get it through. But can I get the ribbon through? Let's try it and see. Meri's experimenting. Oh, let me get rid of him. Clean up on aisle 5. Let me report him. Let me report him. Pornography. He goes away from me. If you guys still see our cleanup guy, pornography guy, go ahead and report him. I think they'll go away. Thank you, Carol, for hiding him. I can't hide him for some reason. I don't know. When it gives me, we can put him, oh, there, remove him. Oh, no, we can put him in timeout. Oh, I can remove him. Okay, thank you, Carol. Usually when I'm streaming and that happens, one of the mods takes care of him. Thank you, Carol. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to be on here a whole lot longer. Because I probably will not do this every Saturday. I just want to catch up on some of my stuff. I didn't stream a couple mornings this week, and I really am feeling behind. If I can get this ribbon in here. And I'm thinking, instead of trying to stitch it all the way around, that I'll just take and make little, tie little, let's see how that looks. And then I might do little hand stitching, but I won't do that online. And I might do that with my orange, just stitch around there with slow stitching. But let's see how this works. And what I'm thinking is taking it and just tying little loose, kind of like little ties like this. I think I'll like that. I could put a bead in there, but I'm not going to fool with all of that. Just a little thread hanging, a little ribbon hanging. And I might have to go back in and put some glossy accent so it won't fall apart. I got it in a double knot. That should be good enough. Let's clip that. And I kind of like that. Let's clip this one a little. Did I clip it? Not much. Yeah, I did. Here it is. All right, but then I have to rethread my needle. Let's do one over here. I would like to do one there, but that's right where his head is. I'm not going to be on much longer. Maybe about till 3:30 or so. I usually don't come on Saturdays, but I didn't see anybody that I knew on when I started. I think Artsy Nurse was on when I was reading off. I saw her on, but she wasn't on when I started. ASMR in painting. She does beautiful art. Artsy Nurse. She's a very talented person. Let's tie this one. This is some old silk ribbon that I had left over from needlework projects. Whoops. And Becky put up her next episode, her next crochet episode. So I'm going to work on that this weekend and get that done. I think it's a Tunisian cross stitch or something, I have to see how you do it. She said it's fairly easy to do. I thought I heard her say that. And she put up a link to a tutorial. I want to watch that. I'm going to see how Rosemary does the back of her journal here. I want to see how she binds her journal. I don't know if she's bound it yet, though. See what she's planning. I kind of like that. Just ribbons hanging there. Just maybe like leaves caught in the lattice work. Let's do a couple more. They don't have to all be even, but they will be kind of. Maybe one over here, one there. 5 of them, maybe one down here. And they don't have to be in the corner either. And, oh, yeah, when I put this on the journal, let me show you the journal again. This bug that I've done in batik was inspired by this bug right here. This came from Rosemary's kit. Let me put this needle away. The journal, what I did today was I cut these kind of in the shape of a bug. Kind of in the shape. I expanded it though. I'm going to call these bug shapes. Bug pages. And this is my die that came through on a piece of wax paper when I was doing batik. And this is not water soluble. I think that's very interesting. I only have one of these. And I'm using it as my fly page. And so these will be my journal pages here. I've got 32 of them. And then this came from Rosemary. This wood piece came from Rosemary. I'm going to collage that down in here for the inside. That'll get collaged down. And then I think I'll have enough. Let me bring this over. I'll have enough left over here that I can collage there and there for the top, I think. it'll be cutting it short, but I think I'll have enough. Let's fold it here. So, yeah, I will. So I'll have enough if I split this to do this and that. And so that's going to go on the inside. And then Rosemary sent collages and everything. And these are my pages. These are the drop pages, the iron off pages. And here's where some more dye soaked through on these pages. And, you know, this is just, some of these pages are will be transparent. You can kind of see the bugs behind them. So I might put a picture here and let this bug show through. Or I might put another bug down here, but this is transparent too. Look, isn't that cool? And that's what that wax does when you iron it off. And this is the oil, and that's in the wax, and that's why it's transparent. And I'm just using my iron off pages for pages in this bug journal. And then I'll put a lot of Rosemary's. And I might try to find some bug quotes or maybe some bug facts about different bugs. We'll see what I put on these pages. But those will be my pages. And I was laughing at Rosemary the other night. She said, I don't journal. She likes to make the journals. And I knew what she was talking about. She says, I don't journal. And I'm going, what do you think all these caboodles are? She says, I wouldn't know what to journal. I'm going, what do you think all these caboodles are that I've been buying from you for the last couple years? They're journals. And what she was saying was she doesn't write personal stuff in her journal. She journals. She just sees them as being more art than journals, I think. I don't journal, she says. Rosemary, I beg to disagree. You journal all the time. You're doing a diary. A die, D-Y-E. That's a journal. But she was thinking a journal more like well, we got to talking about commonplace journal and writing in quotes. And, you know, art journaling started out doing pages like you'd put a whole bunch of stencil art on your page and then maybe do a quote or a photograph or write your thoughts, paint it out, that type of stuff. Rosemary doesn't do much of that, but she journals. Let's see what Becky's saying out here. Let's see. Let's go back up. This is where Carol got rid of all the crap. Becky says, yummy pizza. Somebody's having pizza. Becky says, we had leftovers from our trip for margaritas last night. Becky says, I still can't believe we went to Costco on a Saturday. Not once, but twice. I'm done. Yeah, we don't go shopping on Saturdays here. Kimberly says, I turn my back and they sneak in. I feel like that too, Kimberly. You turn your back and, oh, people came in. Becky says, Greg just left to attend a remembrance gathering for a friend that died after the Halloween party that he attended. I remember you talking about that, Becky. She says, I still don't know what he died from, but it kind of sounds like he walked through his front door after being dropped off at home by a friend, and he hit the floor and was gone. He was only 30 years old. Oh, that's so sad, Becky. There are so many young people leaving us these days, Becky said. Becky said, in 2 weeks, it is. 2 in 2 weeks was just so sad. I started the star. I had to wait for some gold paint to dry while we were out to Costco. What kind of a star are you doing? I started the star. Scott wants to do an impromptu in a bit. Oh, you know what? It's 3:25. I was going to leave around 3:30. I'm going to go ahead. If Becky, Becky and Scott are going to come on to do an impromptu. I'm just sewing. So I'm going to sit here and maybe stitch this on and finish putting my ribbons. I want to put a couple more ribbons in here. And I want to thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I just felt like doing some art. I'm going to even this out up here. It's not quite straight. So have a great afternoon. Watch for Becky and Scott if they come on. Did you go to the Goodwill, Becky? Oh, that's okay, Becky. I was going to leave around 3:30 anyway, and it's 3:26. I've been on long enough. I'm ready to call it a day. I need to even this out before I stitch this down. Let me even this out. It's crooked. I've got a crooked eye. I live a crooked life. Let's see, now it's crooked here. So I'm going to have to even this stuff out a little before I put it down. Or I might just leave it crooked. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for hanging out with me on a Saturday afternoon. I enjoyed talking with you, Amber and Kimberly and Carol. Becky popped back in. Have a great weekend. Becky might come on in a few minutes, and Beth Schuler will probably come on around 6 p.m. Eastern time. She usually comes on Saturday nights. Tomorrow morning, Anne will not be streaming, but Carol's going to stream in her place, The Magical Touch. She'll be on. And I want to thank Carol for letting me try my StreamYard. You know, I kind of interrupted her stream this morning. And Sunday afternoon, I don't know where Tanya is. There's my scissors. Where Tanya is for streaming on Sundays. I think she went on vacation. I don't know if she's home yet, but watch for her. And Deb Farrell, I don't know where she is, if she's coming on, but if she does come on, it will be Sunday afternoon around 4 Central, and I'll be on tomorrow night at 6. So have a great day. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go out, enjoy the beauty of this world. Bye.